Pair of sixes. He's first to act, and he will raise to 350 total. Sean out.
Over to Eugene in the small blind. He looks down at a king jack. Wow. Been aggressive on some occasions, but folds that hand.
It's 350, right?
Aaron has the king four hearts in the big blind, and he's going to make a call, and we're going to see a flop here.
Sixes versus king four. And the flop is an ace 3-3.
Yeah, no help for either player. Aaron's going to check. Randy out in front with the two sixes, but he also checks. And a six comes on the turn. Just a dream card for Randy. He's got a full house. And action is on Aaron. Now, he may be thinking the king high is the best hand here. The opponent might have queen jack suited, something like that. So he's going to bet at this pot. Or 310,000 is the bet.
Randy just calling with the sixes, full jack of clubs on the river. And Aaron's gonna just continue to bet, to take a shot at this pot with king high.
Well, Vince's opponent checked on the flop, just called on the turn. Might think he's got some kind of spade draw. I'm gonna try to just steal the pot here.
530's the bet.
Raise.
But it's not gonna work. Randy raising with the full house here. It doesn't matter how much he raises. The jig is up for Aaron.
The raise is 1.45 million.
And that's gonna do it.
So Randy Pfeiffer got maximum value there by slow playing. And Vince, the slow play working well for these guys at the final table tonight.
The bartender spikes the drink, takes the pot. We are here at Atlantic City for the Breakout Poker Classic. Big bucks at stake here tonight.
Well, Vince, we enjoy rooting for these players, and I enjoy watching others root for them, too. You know, it's just fun to see friends and family come and root their fellow players on all the way to the final table.
But, Mike, it's not always possible for the family to come out, flying out to watch the final table. Now, Edward Aub, who's a Club WPT qualifier, was texting his family constantly, keeping them informed of his VIP Breakout experience.
Nice to meet you.
Ivy.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Tuba. Nice
Edward.
to meet you. Later today, we're going to be playing on Club WPT, and so will you be able to just join us? And
I would love to.
Hey, I'm scared.
I don't mean like.
I saw him get it in once, and it was against me, and I doubled him up.
Edward, go Edward! Club WPT, baby!
Even after he busted out of this tournament, he went right back to playing on Club WPT, said he was determined to win another seat to a live WPT event. You can do the same. Go to clubwpt.com today and check it out.
All right, back to the action here at Breakout. Four-handed poker continues. Sean Kunix, the telephone man with 11.8 million in chips.
Yeah, the Buckeye doing it right now. Let's see if he can cross the finish line with his second WPT title.
Okay, on to the felt we go on Randy Pfeiffer. And he looks down at a pair of kings.
Well, not only a big hand here in this tournament, Vince, but it's big in the eyes of DraftKings, as anybody that picks up pocket kings at the final table gets $1,000 in their DraftKings account.
Well, he is raised. He's chased away two players, and now the only possible victim is Aaron, and he's going to make a call with the 6-3 of hearts. Randy, the former bartender with a pair of kings, hoping to get lucky with the flop.
We have Jack 6-5 with two spades, so Aaron flopped two sixes but checks.
Yep, and Randy's got to like that flop. And Randy's going to bet the big overpair. Looks like 480.
Now what do you do with two sixes? Guy could be making a C bet with any two cards. Looks like he's going to make a check raise here, Vince.
What?
He's trying to represent that he's got a jack in this spot, so in case his opponent had 8s or 9s, he might fold him here, but he's not folding kings, that's for sure.
Aaron's going to have to find out the hard way. Randy with a little bit of Hollywood going on here.
Come on.
Randy is all in.
And Aaron,
We'll move all out.
yeah, defeated. Gave it a shot.
And I'm getting another thing of DraftKings.
Hey, that's right, Randy. Sean Kunig's now 11.7. Aaron with about 7. And the Andes are going up to 25 blinds. It's now 1 in 200. Action on Eugene Todd.
He looks down at king, jack of diamonds. Pretty nice hand in a 4-handed poker game.
He is a jeweler by trade. Fine poker player. He is raised to 450.
And he actually played the circuit for several years. He's taken the last couple of years off to open his jewelry store with his brother. He's back here now, but he's quite a player.
Randy with 8s just calling. And Sean Kunig with just a 6-5.
Feels like he's getting priced in to make the call, Vince. And as we said, he likes to see flops. He makes the call. We've got 3-way action here. Oh, what a flop for Sean. He's flopped 2 pair. He's got the lead. And notice Randy is checking 2 8s with a straight draw.
Sean hitting 6s and 5s. Will bet 900. Eugene goes out. And Randy with an 8 inside straight draw. 8s doesn't believe him yet.
Randy going to make the call with 2 8s here. But he's going to have some help. And he gets it.
Oh.
Hits the joker on the turn. He has the straight right now, and he's going to check it. Now will Sean be careful here. He is checking 2 pair with the 4-card straight on the board. Now the queen of diamonds comes off, so possible flush now as well as a possible straight.
Eugene's upset because if he'd have still been in, he'd have caught his flush, but on to the man with the straight.
Well, he bets $1.5 million and a snap call by Sean Kunig with 2 pair.
2 pair.
And he's going to lose his pot to a straight. And it worked out beautifully for Randy.
Flop 2 pair, make straight.
All right, and win or lose, there is Sean Kunig's father-in-law, Terry Ryan, rooting him on.
Terry is my father-in-law, and few people in my life that's been there for me and that I can truly say is a hero. He stands at the rail 8 or 10 hours a day when I'm playing, and he continues to tell me I'm doing well, how proud he is of me.
Really inspiring to watch him play. It's fun.
He's just an amazing man, and Terry's a hero to me. I'm passionate. How am I gonna fix this now? What a cry, baby.
This episode of the World Poker Tour is sponsored in part by DraftKings. If you like poker and sports, then you're going to love daily fantasy sports at DraftKings. Go to DraftKings.com, enter promo code WPT, and start playing today. Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. We're at Breakout Season 13.
And what a tournament we have going on. Look at the chip counts of the 4 players, very close in chip count. Sean Kunig has led this tournament for several days, actually. He now sits in 3rd place with 4 players left.
Action on the man from Lancaster, close to Buffalo, New York. That is Randy Pfeiffer. He's got some chips now, and he is going to raise it up with a Jack 10, 450. Sean Kunig with a pair of deuces just calling.
Well, he's in position with the ducks. He makes the call. Eugene Todd looks down at ace, king of hearts in the small blind here. And Vince, I don't think he'll be calling.
All in.
And he moves all in.
He goes all in.
Fold.
Aaron out.
I like the play. Just don't mess around. Move all in.
Randy out. Sean gonna go away. So the jeweler, Eugene Todd from Brooklyn, they call him Bro.
My memory is so bad that, I can meet someone 20 times and they'll tell me their name, and then
when I see them, I don't know their name. So instead of saying, yeah, hi, what's your name? I go, what's up, bro? You know, it's just where I can't be wrong and call somebody Joe when his name's Mike.
Yo, bro, he is doing well tonight. Third WPT final table, looking for his first WPT title. Can he get it?
Going back to the felt, Sean Kunix. What a display of poker he's played tonight. He's got Queen Jack.
Yeah, he got pretty unlucky in that last hand to lose when he flopped 2 pair, but he's back at it again here. Makes it $450,000 to go with the Queen Jack.
Eugene this time with a King Queen. Mr. Bro.
Well, he's going to join Sean, makes the call.
I'm going to make a bet of $100. Mike Saxton, you've never said bro to any other person.
No?
Yo, bro. All right. Randy Pfeiffer now picks up 2 sevens. Now the pot's been raised and called in front of him. What do you do now with walking sticks? You call. That's what Randy's doing.
So we got 3-way action. Sevens versus Queen Jack versus King Queen. Let's flop it. It is a Jack Jack 10.
What a flop for Sean Kunix. He's flopped 3 jacks. Randy checks the sevens. Sean checks the 3 jacks. Eugene has the open and straight draw, and he also checks.
Going to the turn.
Oh, and an ace comes off.
Oh, whoa. Gives a straight there to the jeweler.
And again, Randy checks 2 sevens, but Sean is not checking 3 jacks anymore, but he could get in big trouble in this hand, Vince.
575, Sean's betting.
Eugene will be going nowhere with Broadway. So Bro has Broadway. Let's see how he's going to play it. Well, he's going to raise it. 1.5 million.
Randy goes out. Sean.
All in. Sean goes all in.
Sean goes all in, and Bro turns his hat back around. Knows his opponent might have a full house here.
I call.
He makes a crying call with the straight.
Oh, that's sick. That is sick.
The jeweler putting Sean Kunix in the torture chamber with that one.
Sean Kunix must get some help here. Otherwise, he will be virtually down to the cloth in this tournament.
Or if he does get some help, there's the board. It's over for Eugene, the man from Brooklyn. This is a huge hand, big pot. Everybody's on their feet.
God, that's disgusting.
Going to the river, the most dramatic hand of the night, right now, right here at Borgata. Here we go.
All right, let's see this river card.
It's a 9. Eugene Todd has won a big, big pot. He is now the chip leader at this final table. Sean Kunix is on the respirator.
Yeah, Sean Kunix taking a huge hit there. Big hand backfires. He's on, hanging in there by dental floss at this moment. The man from Brooklyn, the new chip leader. 4 players remain. Stay with us. We're coming back for more on the World Poker Tour.
Tonight's episode is sponsored by Hublot, the official watch of the World Poker Tour.
Welcome back to the WPT's coverage of the Borgata Poker Classic. Standing by in Command Central is Tony Dunst, ready to give us some insight into tonight's play.
It takes a long time to flop a really strong hand in Hold'em. Sure, you get top pair here and there, or flop a flush draw, but flopping a really big hand is infrequent, and it can be tempting to overvalue it when you do. Maybe that's why WPT champion Sean Kunix found himself in an unnecessary battle. Let's break it down. With Queen Jack on the cutoff, Sean raises, and longtime pro Eugene Todd calls behind him with King Queen. After the small blind folds, Randy Pfeiffer makes the call in the big blind with pocket sevens. The Jack-Jack 10 flop gives Sean trips and Eugene an ace-high straight draw, and essentially ends the hand for Randy's settings. I'm surprised Sean checks the flop, seeing as the board connects pretty well with the calling ranges of his opponents. I think he should bet to get some value here, but once everyone checks, an ace lands on the turn and gives Eugene a straight. Randy checks again, and now Sean makes his bet, though it's small, just 1/3 pot. Eugene makes a healthy raise with his straight, and after Randy folds, the action is back to Sean. There's numerous problems with what Sean does next. First, his hand isn't as strong as it appears. It loses to aces, king-queen, ace-jack, king-jack, jack-10, and pocket-tens, all of which are hands Eugene can plausibly have. Second, by shoving, he fails to get value from Eugene's worst hands, although the only realistic ones are jack-9 suited and queen-9 of clubs. Lastly, Eugene is known as a tighter player and hasn't done anything at this final table to disprove that, and Sean should be paying enough attention to be aware.
All in.
Instead, Sean shoves his stack in the middle, which leads to this reaction from Eugene. Here's a simple rule. If your opponent looks terrified at the prospect of calling with his strong hand, you're overvaluing yours. Eugene is obviously elated to find out he's ahead. And as for Sean, well, we all know how he's feeling.
That's sick. That is sick. Oh. Sick.
Well, as you can see, Sean's sick. Tony's assessment spot on, though. He could have overplayed those 3 jacks on the turn, Vance, no doubt about it.
And right now, Sean Kunix on the respirator. And he's now 25,000 blinds, 125, 250. Here we go. Aaron quickly folds his hand. And now Randy looks down at a pair of 8s. And he is going to raise, makes it 650 to go.
And a quick all-in bet there by Sean with ace-jack of clubs.
Yeah, Sean's got a pretty good hand. Eugene now with a king-5.
Here we go.
Well, that's going to cost him 400,000 more to make this call with this hand, but he's doing it. He's doing it because he understands his opponent's not going to bet unless he's got the nuts here. They're just going to check it down to try to get rid of Sean, probably. Sort of the unwritten rule in poker. If you can eliminate a guy and move up in prize money, you do it at this stage.
Look at this flop, a jack-3 deuce.
Dream flop for Sean.
Yep.
Top pair, top kicker, nut flush draw. He just wish he had more money right now.
Dirty little snakes.
The other guy is check.
And he's making a comment that they're checking it down. He's just joking, though.
Going to the turn. Sean has hit his flush.
Well, now he doesn't care if they bet or not. He's going to triple up here. So Sean Kunix was very unlucky. He lost a pot when he flopped 2 pair, when his opponent made a gut shot straight. Then he flopped 3 jacks, lost when his opponent made a straight. He's not going to lose this one, though.
6 of clubs on the river, and Eugene is going to bet with his king-high flush.
Actually, I can't beat any club except for the 7.
Well, Randy has a flush also.
What's that? I'm not re-raising, obviously. I fold.
He lays it down.
This guy's got the nuts.
Yeah, baby! Just slipped over 1 card.
Go Bucks!
Yeah, Kunix excited.
Yeah. Did you know you had it? Did you know? Oh, you did?
I knew I had it.
Yeah, those Buckeyes are tough nuts to crack. Sean Kunix tripling up right there.
Jesus Christ.
We still have 4 players remain.
Just amazing how one little pot makes you so happy. Moods change completely.
Back to the action here. Jeweler Eugene Todd from Brooklyn, the ace-4.
Well, he just lost with the king-high flush.
The chip leader at this point makes it 525 to go.
525,000.
Young guy from Philly goes out.
Aaron folds.
Over to Randy. Randy's got the 9-4.
All in.
And Sean goes all in with mediocrity,
Sean announces all in.
hoping to push Eugene out.
2 million.
Now the 1.6 million to Eugene.
You're priced in now.
Yeah, cool.
Wow.
Well, he's made the call, and he's going to like it because he's got the best hand here.
Very nice call.
8-9 of spades against ace-4.
2.15 is the amount
Yeah.
of all in. 2.15 million.
Now, will 8-9 be the doom for Sean Kunix, as it was for Esther Taylor Brady at this final table?
The crowd is on its feet here at Borgata. Everyone holding their breath.
Sean Koenig wins this pot, Vince. He is right back in this tournament, believe me.
See the flop. Our flop is
Oh boy.
King of Hearts.
Oh, he's got some shots. King 7-6. Open ended straight draw for Sean.
Now, Sean right now. The straight will give him the win. 8 or 9 will give him the lead.
5, 10.
But he's got to draw.
Our turn is
Here we go with the turn.
Queen.
Nope,
of
it's a queen. Not good for Sean.
Well, we are down to the river. Sean Koenig must catch a 5, an 8, a 9, or a 10. One of those 4 cards will keep him alive. Anything else will eliminate him in 4th place.
That's right, WPT champion on the verge of complete elimination here at Borgata. Coming down to 1 card.
Can the Buckeyes survive? He's done it. I'll tell you, those Buckeyes are hard. They're tough nuts, Vince. Wow, a river card by Sean Koenig. Finally, he says, I get a break here at this final table. He stays alive. We still have 4 left.
Wow, what an exciting night. Please join us next time when we will crown a champion at Borgata. From Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Tony Dunst, the Royal Flush Girls, and everyone at the World Poker Tour, I'm Lynn Gilmartin. See you next time on the WPT.
Oh, thank you, Urban Meyer.
I don't understand what this is for. The World Poker Tour is sponsored by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
The Borgata Poker Classic continues tonight on the WPT.
Feeling like $1 million.
Come on! Yeah!
Hi everyone, welcome to the WPT's continuing coverage of the Borgata Poker Classic here in Atlantic City. I'm Lynn Gilmartin. After 6 long days of poker, with a field of nearly 1,000 entrants, we are very close to crowning the next WPT champion. Joining me to call the action tonight are Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten. So guys, how do you see this epic battle finishing?
Well, Lynn, if the finish of this final table was anything like the way it started, we're in for a heck of a show. Because at one point or another, all 4 of our remaining players were the chip leader at one time or another. 3 out of the 4 have been on the short stack as well. The point is, it's been a seesaw battle. It's anybody's game. They're playing great poker. This is going to be an exciting finish.
Well, guys, in the end, there can only be one champion. Who has what it takes to take the title? Play's about to start back up, so let's check those chip counts.
Well, there you see the Skrill chip count. Eugene Todd out in front, nearly 11 million in chips. Randy Pfeiffer in 2nd place. That's what they're playing for. The winner tonight, taking home over 712,000.
Get their names on the WPT Champions Cup. And the antes are 25,000. The blinds 125, 250. Very expensive. Let's go to the felt. Randy Pfeiffer, first to play. He's got King 10 of hearts.
His biggest career cash, 157,000. He's going to top that wherever he finishes tonight. But he's looking to take it all.
He will raise 725 to go. Now, Sean Koenig.
This looks down at a 7-5 offsuit. He's capping his cards, Vince. He's on the short stack at this table.
All in.
He's going all in with this hand, with 2 players yet to act behind him and a guy that raised in front of him. Now that is playing boldly. Shall we put it that way?
Gonna gamble with a junk hand. Got 2 folds, but King 10 of hearts, pretty solid.
Well, Vince, it's playing bold if you win, crazy if you lose.
Randy with a chance to knock out Sean.
Well, it's going to cost him 3.3 million more to call with that hand. He just can't afford it. Sean just pours the salt in the wound.
My man.
Nice hand, man.
5-7, guys. A 7 high. It's what they call a 7 high.
Yeah.
On a big bluff.
Nice hand.
Thanks.
Oh, man, Sean Koenig, the telephone man, makes a beautiful play.
Sean is fearless.
We're coming for that 4 million, boys.
Aggression pays in poker, and he has that aggression. Then you give him some chips, it makes him even more dangerous.
When you have a lot of chips and you're raising a lot of pots, I mean, there's nothing should stop you.
Holy I pissed my pants. This is what I want a WPT with.
He probably scares me the most at this moment because he's won one of these before, so you gotta respect him.
Sean Koenig from Columbus, Ohio. He's taking the title.
It's always humbling to be back here again. Having done it before, I kind of know what to expect from the players, and I'm just very relaxed and comfortable.
Yeah, poker is his hobby, but he says it's his only hobby.
You got to beat the champion to be the champion. All right,
that's fair.
He loves to play and just travels the circuit every opportunity he gets.
All right, quick fold by the jeweler. And now Aaron from Philadelphia is going to just call with a 10-7 of diamonds.
Well, Randy Pfeiffer looks down at a nice hand, the small blind, ace queen of hearts.
And he is going to raise it up to 825 to go. He's probably a little frustrated that he had king 10 of hearts last time and didn't play, so he's pushing. Gets a call by Aaron. Here we go with the flop.
And flop comes jack 10-6. So Randy, with the gut shot straight draw, is going to check. No continuation bet.
Aaron checks his 10s. Deuce of diamonds on the turn.
And now, Randy thinking maybe his ace queen is the best hand, and he is reaching for chips to bet. He said, this guy didn't bet the flop. He must not have a pair. Let me bet 975,000.
And he's going to get called. Aaron, good call here. River card, 4 of spades. Randy Pfeiffer, the former bartender, catching none of that.
Gosh, is that real? We have like jacks. Like, how could you be betting this?
Well, close to 1.5 million. That's a lot of pressure on Aaron.
So unreal right now.
Well, Aaron trying to put the pieces of this puzzle together.
Randy's kind of the wild card. He's very aggressive, doesn't like to let go of pots. You know, I don't expect him to make too many moves, but if anything can happen.
This would be pretty hero-y. Getting a really good price.
Well, it's a tough call to make here with second pair for $1.5 million. He's going to make the call, and what a call it is.
Holy Aaron, that's
I'll tell you this, Aaron Mermelstein, Vince, has got poker feel as good as anybody I've seen lately.
That was really cool. Wow. Nice call.
That's playing the game right there.
Aaron Mermelstein from Philly, the hero at this table here tonight so far. Going on to the next one, Sean. This time looks down at a jack 9. He won't play that.
Eugene out as well.
And now Aaron with an ace deuce. And he is just going to call it. And Randy with a king 4 of clubs. He's going to push with a raise. Moves it to 700,000 to go. And Aaron will make this call. So they continue to battle. Here's the flop.
6-5 deuce, so it's 2 deuces for Aaron. He checks. And Randy checks the gut shot straight draw.
Queen of diamonds on the turn.
Again, Aaron checks. And again, Randy checks.
And the river card is a 3, which actually gives Randy a straight there.
And 3 hearts on the board. Well, Aaron checks. The checking's over now for Randy. Randy gonna bet the straight. And a quick all-in by Aaron over the top, trying to represent the flush.
What the heck? He is moving it in fast.
Well, Randy fearful he might have that flush. What do you do here? Well, he's going to make the call.
Yeah.
So he is going to double up, and that is going to put a big dent in the stack of Aaron Mermelstein.
Whoa.
Well, Aaron Mermelstein maybe got going downhill a little bit too fast there, Vince.
Yep, they call that a youth moment. You know, you got your senior moments that we see a lot, but I'm going to give that a youth moment for the young Aaron. We move on. The antes are going up to 50,000. Blinds are 150, 300. And action on Aaron, who's, you could boil a pot of coffee on his head right now. Guarantee you that.
Well, Aaron just lost a good pot with 2 deuces. Now he picks up pocket deuces.
Aaron with the deuces is going to raise to 675. Randy and Sean out. And the jeweler from Brooklyn, Eugene Todd.
He looks down at an ace-3. He's not going anywhere. He's going to look at a flop, makes the call. Well understands that Aaron could be on tilt here.
Okay, and the flop, 3 of a kind for Aaron.
2 3s for Eugene, he checks.
Aaron with the 3 of a kind is going to bet it. No disguise there, bets 550.
Well, Vince, every time he slow played a hand on the flop, it's worked out for him. Now he's got a very strong hand on the flop, and he bets, and it could work out for him again.
Eugene has called it in a 5 on the turn.
Well, that's a card that'll scare both players, as there's a 4-card straight on the board. Neither one of them have the straight, but it goes check, check.
And it's a 3 pairs the board, so Aaron now with a full boat.
All in.
And Aaron's going all in here for $3.7 million, betting way over the size of the pot here, which makes it look suspicious to Eugene that he's bluffing.
Eugene is the chip leader at this point, and he's going to make this call. He's going to hate it.
He's got a full house.
The jeweler loses half his inventory with that one. Oh, man.
After that big turnaround, Aaron well out in front now with about 10 million. Randy in second place with 8.1. Eugene in third with about 6 million, and Sean in fourth with just over 5 million.
Going right back down to it. Let's go to WPT champion Sean Kunix.
All in.
Sean Kunix is going to go all in. He's got ace queen. A little bit of an overraise. Eugene, though, with the ace jack.
All in.
Well, Eugene understands that most of the time people bet all in that spot. They've got an ace and a baby card or a small pair. He's made the call with ace jack, but he is not going to like it.
Randy folds. We have an ace of diamonds.
Wow, Sean with a great opportunity to double up.
Thank you. You too.
Incredibly, if Sean Kunix wins this pot, he'll once again be the chip leader at the final table. Who would believe it when he was down to less than 3 big blinds just a short while ago? Eugene Todd, who was a big chip leader a moment ago, will be on the respirator if he loses this pot.
All right, Steve, let's see your flop.
Sean out in front with ace queen, but a jack hits on the flop.
The dream flop. 3 diamonds and a jack.
That's sick. Yeah.
The jeweler hits gold on that flop, hitting his jacks, outflopping Sean.
You had a queen too.
Just about the worst possible flop you could ever see for Sean Kunix.
The telephone man short-circuiting.
The diamond, there it is. Eugene Todd has made the nuts to win that pot. Vince, I'll tell you, in my opinion, Sean Kunix took some terrible beats at this final table. A couple of them by that man right there, Eugene Todd. And that is going to do it for the Buckeye. Sean Kunix out tonight in 4th place. But Vince, what a week he had, leading this tournament for the last 3 days coming to this final table.
Sean will pick up $212,000. Will not be a double WPT winner. Let's go talk to him. He's got to have a story for us.
I'm always a little disappointed not to win, but I'm happy also for somebody else. I've got the joy of winning this, and it means so much to me to win one. To be able to watch someone else new get a chance to do it, it's almost equally rewarding for me.
With Sean Kunix out in 4th place, we are closer to crowning a champion here at Borgata. We'll be right back.
Tonight's episode is sponsored by Hublot, the official watch of the World Poker Tour.
East Coast grinders are known for their colourful personalities and brash table talk. And standing by in the control room is our very own resident loudmouth, Tony Dunst, ready to sound off in tonight's edition of The Raw Deal.
Way before people explained bluffing by using terms like balancing your range, they said that making an effective bluff was like telling a believable story. So was Randy Pfeiffer telling Aaron Mermelstein a believable story when he was bluffing with ace high? Let's break it down. Our hand begins with an unusual limp from Aaron. A play I like here with these stack sizes and the always relevant payout chips. Randy raises ace-queen suited out of the small blind, and after Sean Kunix folds in the big, Aaron makes the call. Now, although the bluffing occurs on later streets, it's on the flop that Randy really makes his decision. If he wants to run a bluff in this hand, and potentially put Aaron's stack at risk, he needs to bet the flop with the intention of following through on future streets. Although this flop should connect with Aaron's limping hands, it's reasonable for Randy to fire here with his overcards, gut shot, and backdoor flush draw. I also think it's reasonable for him to check, but once he does that, he should realize if he bluffs on future streets, he won't be telling a believable story, because most of his strong hands will bet this flop for value. Both players check the flop, and an irrelevant deuce lands on the turn. Randy should be aware that the most likely hands Aaron will check behind with have showdown value, so bluffing a card that changes nothing is unlikely to get through. But he fires out for half pot, and Aaron makes the call. The river is an equally irrelevant 4, and now Randy makes a fairly small bluff. As it turns out, the problem with this river bet was the flop check.
Is that real? We have like jacks? Like, how can you be betting this?
Because Aaron realizes that the only strong hands likely to check that flop are sets. Nothing else really makes sense, and as my friends like to say, sets are hard to have. Aaron clearly isn't happy about the situation, but he eventually makes the call with one of the weakest hands he can have here.
Holy Aaron, that's...
And the table marvels at his courage.
My turn.
I don't mind Randy's creative storytelling, but if he wants anybody to believe him, he has to consider the ending before he writes the beginning.
Well, excellent analysis there by Mr. Raw Deal himself, Tony Dunst. I totally agree. Randy made a mistake by betting that river.
Well, unless Aaron didn't hit anything. Then it would have been just fine. All right, action on Randy, the former bartender. He's going to fold that. And the jeweler, Eugene Todd from Brooklyn.
Well, let's not forget Eugene's a poker pro for a long time. Has 12 cashes on the World Poker Tour, 3 final tables. Looking for his first title. Got a good shot to get it tonight.
3 cards.
He's called with a junk hand. Aaron also with a mess. Says, let's see the flop.
3 good ones.
So both players with junk. Comes ace-7-4.
Eugene catches a little piece of that. He's going to check. He's got 4s.
Aaron checks.
Aaron checks right behind him. Now a deuce comes off.
So Eugene with the 4s coming out to bet 350.
Yeah, thinks the 4s are the best hand now when his opponent didn't bet the flop. Oh, but he might not think it now, Vince, because he's getting raised here. 875,000 with nothing over here by Aaron except a gut shot straight draw. What a call by Eugene. He's just got 2 4s.
River card is an 8, so 2 pair now for the jeweler.
He checks, but whatever Aaron bets here, he's going to lose.
Let's see if he takes a plunge. No, he slows down. 2 pair.
Got, boys. 8 of clubs.
You love that 8-4, though.
Very smart check on the river by Aaron. He couldn't win by checking. He just waved the flag and gave it up.
Where's all the money? Where's all the chips? Nice hit.
And these guys are very close to having the same amount of chips at this point. Eugene and Aaron.
Well, Vince, we've seen a lot of action and a lot of moves by a lot of players at this table. That makes for good poker.
This time it's on Aaron. He's just going to call with Jack-9. Randy with King-Jack. He is going to raise it to 850 to go. Eugene out.
He figures his hand's the best hand if they're limping in, and he's right about that. But Aaron makes the call, wants to see a flop.
And the flop is a King-10-4, so kings for Randy.
And a straight flush draw for Aaron. Buckle up, folks. You're going to see some chips go in the pot here. At least I think so.
And Randy is going to bet.
Yeah, 1.1 million.
All in.
Call.
All in and a snap call by Randy. Didn't bat an eye. And right now, 2 kings are leading.
I like your hand play.
But there's a lot of outs, as we say, for Aaron to win this pot.
The former bartender gets up. He's in front at this point.
Queen. I need a queen or a club.
But he's got to be doing some dodgeball. Young Aaron with a huge drawing hand. Here we go.
Well, the queen hurts on the turn. It gives Aaron the straight.
Not over yet. No. Listen, look at ace boy and 9 boys.
Aaron Mermelstein in great shape now. Cannot lose. At worst, could tie the pot. If an ace comes up, that's not the ace of clubs, or a 9 comes up.
Randy in a heap of trouble.
What a turn card for Randy there. Very ugly.
Awful. Here we go to the river.
Today's a split pot.
Whoa!
Randy is still alive in this tournament. Can you believe it? Wow.
Randy with a long shot draw, hits it on the last card. He's still involved. 3 players remain. We're coming back for more on the World Poker Tour. Stay with us. Pure monster sound. You have to hear it to believe it.
Get yours today at monsterproducts.com/WPT. Enter code WPT25 to get your special discount. Well, Vince, as we know, Borgata has everything. Poker players love it here. The rooms are fantastic, and certainly the poker room with the cash games, as well as the tournaments, are second to none anywhere in the world.
All here, plus world-class dining and shopping as well. And don't forget about one of the greatest spas I've ever been to in my life. Great workout facilities, a pool. Come to Borgata. It's all under one roof. You never have to leave. You'll enjoy it.
Well, there you see the chip count. Aaron Mermelstein with a slight chip lead, but Eugene Todd right on his heels, as you can say. Both with over 12 million. Randy Pfeiffer with just under 5 million.
This has to be like the sickest final table ever, really. It's so sick.
It is. It's right up there. Pretty crazy poker we're watching.
You know what? I just want to work harder for it.
I'm going to fold this time.
Randy going out. Now Eugene Todd.
That was sick.
The Brooklynite. Very tough player. 4 deuce of clubs. Just calling. And let's see if the young guy from Philly will get aggressive. He's got a queen 6. And he says, I want to see a flop. And the flop is a queen jack 4. Queens for Aaron. 4s for Eugene. Eugene checks. Aaron's going to bet 325,000 with top pair.
He's going to get called by bottom pair.
And the turn card is a deuce. That gives 2 pair to Eugene.
Just a dream card for Eugene Todd right there.
He's going to check it again.
Well, Aaron thinks top pair is good here, and why wouldn't you think that? You haven't been raised before the flop or on the flop.
He's betting 575.
1.5.
Oh, yeah.
Here comes the raise up to 1.5 million. He said it with confidence, but even if you're in Aaron's seat, hard to throw top pair away here. Your opponent might have some kind of draw on hand. Might be making a move. You've got top pair. Aaron gonna make the call.
River card.
Now the king of diamonds comes off. Now that'll scare both players. Possible straight and possible flush out there. And it quickly goes check, check on the river. Eugene gonna win it with 2 pair, 4s and deuces. And Aaron sees how he was outdrawn on the turn. Not a happy camper. So Eugene Todd Bro taking down that pot.
Eugene Todd Bro has something to prove tonight.
Yeah, I have something to prove. I want to, I want to win this thing. I've been running around like a clown, and I never really won one.
Eugene Todd dejected.
A devastating blow for Eugene Todd.
There's no better feeling of being there, holding the trophy and all the money. You want to be a winner. Second place, and you're just the first loser. So definitely no better feeling than winning. So that's the goal, and that's the only goal.
Well, they certainly got a great shot to do it. Eugene well out in front now. 15 million. Aaron Mermelstein with about 11 million in chips. Randy Pfeiffer, 3.6 million. So Eugene Todd in great shape to take down his first WPT title.
I was a believer there.
Here we go, Aaron. Still optimistic with a pair of deuces going to raise. 750 to go. Randy behind him with ace-10.
All in.
He's going to push it all in.
I can't blame him, Vince. He's got about 12 big blinds. Picks up ace-10 and ships it.
Eugene out.
Gosh, I hate this spot.
Well, I would hate it too, especially when you're looking at about a $2.9 million raise and you just have ducks. You have to hope you're in a race, then you have to hope to win it.
It's really just 10 bigs.
But he's doing both. He makes the call and step one is accomplished. He is in the race he was hoping for.
What you got? Who's he got?
Yep, young man from Philly going to the rails. Hoping to get lucky to knock out Randy.
All right, 7.7 million in this pot.
Let's see the flop. Our flop is...
Oh boy,
Ace right in the door. Randy in great shape to double up. Aaron is going to need to be deuces wild to win this pot now.
Unbelievable. Randy with a great flop. 9 on the turn.
We are down to the river. Aaron needs a deuce to win this pot. Nothing else will do. A 2-outer. He needs a quacking duck.
He's the miracle. Let's take a look. Nope.
An 8 comes up, so Randy stays alive yet again.
Oh, yeah. Nice man.
We're coming back. Stay with us here on the World Poker Tour.
Sometimes you get the cards and sometimes you don't. Our Club WPT qualifier, Edward All, knows how tough that can be. He didn't make it to the final table, but he's a solid player, and I wanted to do my part to make sure he didn't give up on his poker dream.
When I met Mike Sexton, I shook his hand and he greeted me. He was one of the reasons why I got here, because his commentary throughout all the years was very helpful.
Good luck to you, my man.
Thank you
Appreciate
so much.
you being here.
Thank you very much. After I lost the tournament, I came back to my room and I ordered some room service, and the food came up. There was a note on the table.
Edward, you'll get him next time. Keep playing on Club WPT. All the best, Mike Sexton.
That's something I always remember, meeting him and then getting a note from him. It's actually more than I expected. I thought I was just gonna come here, have a room, and just play poker.
Edward, next time for you, my man.
It wasn't necessary, but he took the time to write me a note, and it was really cool of him.
Live your poker dreams at clubwpt.com.
Join Club WPT, and you can compete for $100,000 in cash and prizes each month, including seats to the upcoming WPT events. Mike, you never send me any cards.
I'll do that.
That was very nice of you. But right now we have 3 players battling for this championship. Eugene tied with 13.5 million. Let's go to the felt. Action on Randy. He's got King 7, and he quickly folds.
All right, Eugene looks down at a 9-7 in the small blind. Got that Humphrey Bogart look. Cigarette dangling out of his mouth.
Yeah, you don't see that anymore.
Well, because you're not allowed to smoke in places.
That's probably right.
Cigarette makes you at least 50 times scarier.
All right, he limps in here.
All right, C3.
Aaron's going to call this with 10-8, so we got 9-7 versus 10-8.
Now flop comes Jack 9-5. Eugene has got middle pair. Action's on him. He checks. Aaron, as you can see, has the open-end straight draw. And he is going to bet, it's like 350,000. Well, with 2 9s, Eugene going nowhere.
Yep, he is making the call. We are going to the turn, and it is a nothing card, 3 of diamonds. And Eugene's going to check his 9s again.
Wow, and a second bet with just the straight draw by Aaron here. This time 625,000. And again, a call by Eugene with 2 9s.
To the displeasure of Aaron until now, because of 7 hits. That gives it straight to Aaron, the nuts.
Yeah, but it gives Eugene 2 pair.
Yeah.
Action's on him. And he is reaching for betting chips, Vince.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
1.2 million is the bet.
He is going to choke on that cigarette. If he knew what he's up against right now.
4 million.
Well, this will give him a pretty good idea what he's up against here. A 4 million bet.
How much more? 2.8?
Well, Eugene turns his hat back around. He's made 2 pair, but...
Oh, the jeweler is distraught.
Probably gonna have to hire 2 pair.
Maybe Eugene can figure this out and lay this down. It'd be a tremendous laydown if he could.
But tough to do.
Oh, he's gonna do it!
Made the call. Aaron shows him the nuts.
Oh. And there's Aaron's family giving him a standing ovation.
Yeah, the Brooklyn crowd quiets down considerably.
No, there's no dancing in the streets now.
Nice hand.
Aaron looking like a star here in front of his local crowd. Well done.
Poker, to me, is the ultimate competition. It's something that I've worked at since I was 16. I wanted to make all of the money, and I thought it was great. I'm just happy to have something that, you know, really drives me every day. The harder that you work at poker, the more success you'll see. A lot of the time, it's going to be, you know, work, and you're not going to see results for a long time. But eventually, if you keep working at it, you'll see some results.
Well, I think the kid's a remarkable poker player, Vince. Aaron Mermelstein well out in front now. 14.7 million in chips. Eugene Todd in second place now, just under 8 million after that last debacle.
All right, the blinds are up to 2 and 400 with a $50,000 ante. Eugene going out, and now Aaron looks at a pair of kings.
Well, DraftKings will be putting $1,000 in his account for making 2 kings at the final table.
Well, he is going to raise it to 925. Randy with a queen 10 behind him. Caps his cards. He's going to push all in. Insta call, of course, by Aaron.
Wow. Aaron is going to love this. He's got 2 kings against 2 undercards.
Yep, the former bartender taking a shot again on a semi-bluff. Now with a spectacular hand, gets his hand caught in the cookie jar. And they are celebrating in Philly. Aaron's got his Penn State boys all hanging on to him.
Yo, were you holding me the last time? Let someone else hold me, man. You're bad luck, dude.
That old lucky head of Randy is going to have to get very lucky to win this pot.
Here we go with the flop. It's an ace, ace-7. Good for Aaron.
Well, Aaron's clapping. He knows his opponent's got to hit 2 runners to win this hand. 2 running clubs, 2 running cards to make a straight, or queen, 10, 10.
Anything red.
One of those combinations is all that'll do it for Randy now.
Let's see if things could turn around. And the turn card is a 7.
It's a 7, but it's still not over, Vince. They're all high-fiving. The 7 comes off, they'd split this pot.
That's true.
Doesn't happen as the 10 of diamonds comes on the river. Randy Pfeiffer out in 3rd place.
Yeah, tremendous player. Picking up $253,000, out in 3rd place. Let's go hear his story.
Well, you're never really happy unless you win the thing. I mean, it's a good payday, but, you know, I mean, obviously I came here to win. I thought I was the person who should be in there winning the tournament, so it didn't happen.
Heads up action from the Borgata Poker Classic is coming up next on the WPT.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You should feel happy anyway.
This episode of the World Poker Tour is sponsored in part by DraftKings. If you like poker and sports, then you're going to love daily fantasy sports at DraftKings. Go to DraftKings.com, enter promo code WPT, and start playing today.
The heads-up battle is about to begin at Borgata between Aaron Mermelstein and Eugene Todd. Royal Flush Girls Tuba and Ivy have brought out the money, plus a pair of monster 24K headphones and a beautiful Hublot watch to be awarded to tonight's champion. Before play gets started, check out the conversation I had with both players. How bad do you want this?
I want it real bad. I've been playing this tournament, the WPT, for almost 10 years, and obviously this is what you play for. So I want to win, man. I'm going to try my hardest, and hopefully we'll get it done. We're close.
Did you ever envision yourself getting to this position, heads up with such a strong chip lead?
Well, you know what? I don't think anyone ever expects that you're going to get in this position, but that's obviously the goal when you sign up for this. That's what you want and that's what you dream of. So I'm really happy to be here.
So we have the New Yorker versus the man from Philly, the jeweler versus the kid. Aaron with 23.5, Eugene tied with 6 million, Mike.
Yep, nice, comfortable chip lead right now for Aaron.
I was expecting that from Gary, not from my
He's
dad.
relaxed, he's loose, he's happy.
Yep, he's got the crowd support. Both of them do. Eugene's family out here as well.
Well, Aaron looks at Queen 9 on deal number 1 of the heads-up battle here. He's on the button, he's got the chip lead, and he is going to raise it. Makes it 800,000 to go.
Eugene with just a 7-3. He's going to splash around.
Surprised he's calling a raise out of position with this hand, but getting over 3-to-1 odds on his money makes the call.
Flop is a king 4-3, so Eugene gets a little piece of that. Pair of threes, and he's going to check.
Here comes a continuation bet by Aaron.
Yep.
650,000.
Whether you have it or not, usually a good idea to continue betting. Will it work?
Eugene's got bottom pair.
All in?
Whoa!
He's going all in with him. Just thinks they're the best hand. Indeed they are, and he's going to take down this pot.
Quick fold by Aaron. Eugene coming out of the gate strong here in the heads-up battle.
I think you're late. Late. Like 5-7 off or something.
I had a piece of the board.
That was close. It was a 7-3 off.
Very nicely played. Takes down that pot. And the blinds are 250, 500 now with a $75,000 ante. And it's on Aaron. He's got ace-3 of clubs.
Going to raise it to $1,050,000.
Eugene also with the same hand with ace-3.
Unsuited.
All in?
And he's going to go all in.
Well, that's going to put a lot of pressure on Aaron here. It's going to cost him $8 million more to make the call.
All right. Do it.
He's got a big chip lead right now, but if he'd play and lose this pot, his opponent would have a nice chip lead. He opts to lay it down, so a good all-in bet by Eugene wins the pot for him.
Yeah, the jeweler shining here tonight in the heads-up battle.
No, you suck.
Thank you. Good luck, all. Yeah, good luck.
Have you ever dreamed of playing in a televised World Poker Tour event? ClubWPT.com awards packages to travel, stay and play in a WPT main tour event. On ClubWPT.com, you can play online today and play on TV tomorrow.
We are back here at the Breakout Poker Classic. Heads-up battle continues. Aaron Mermelstein, 16.7 million. Eugene Todd coming back with close to 13 million, Mike.
He started out in a distant second, and he's closed that gap considerably. Still trails, however. Action's on him. He's got Jack-10 offsuit here. And now he's got a lot of chips. Do you want to try to keep the pot small before the flop, or you want to try to play big pots? Well, he wants to go for small ball. He limps in and calls on the button with Jack-10, and Aaron with Queen-9 says, okay, let's have a flop.
They're both playing small at this point, and the flop is a 9-7-6, so 9's for Aaron.
He is out in front, but gonna check. A little puzzled by that check.
Check, check. 3 of diamonds on the turn. Eugene with the inside straight draw. Aaron with top pair. Aaron now gonna come out and bet his top pair at 750. Eugene is gonna make this call with an inside straight draw. Floating around, does he get lucky? No, 5 of spades on the river.
But there's 2 4-card straights on the board. Aaron is checking. Will Eugene try to represent one of those straights by betting here? He does!
Yeah, floating bet and bluff.
And he bets 900,000. Now the in it, but still, if you're sitting in Aaron's seat, the guy hadn't bet the flop. He did call you on the turn. He must have something. And now he's betting when the 5 comes off. It looks like he had a draw in hand. Looks like he made a straight, but still, tough to throw top pair away.
Oh, wow, he is going to throw it away.
So what a good bet by Eugene on the river there. It won him the pot.
Great psychological battle going on. A lot of nuance in the heads-up battle.
Well, certainly anybody's game. Both these players going for their first WPT title, and both right on the verge of capturing it.
Action on Eugene again. Queen, 8 of hearts.
I mean, this is one you thought he might have raised before the flop, but he limped in. But Aaron has picked up ace, queen of spade in the big blind.
He's going to raise it, moves it up to 1.6 million.
Well, another 1.1 million for Eugene to call, but he's doing it, wants to see a flop.
They are building a pot.
As the cards lie, Aaron has him dominated at the moment.
Here we go with the flop, and Queen Jack 7 hits the board.
Oh, and really has him dominated now. Both players a flop top pair. This could spell big trouble with a capital T for Eugene.
The jeweler behind has been outkicked.
Well, Aaron is first to speak here, and he is going to lead out and bet 2.7 million. Now Eugene trying to figure out if that's just a standard C bet, if he's got 2 jacks.
All in.
Oh boy.
Well, his flop top pair, he's moved all in and a snap call. And this could do it right here. If Aaron's hand stands up like it figures to, he'll be our champion.
That is right. Eugene Todd from Brooklyn, the jeweler. Maybe a little too aggressive on this hand. He has pushed all in. He has been trapped. He is in trouble.
Nothing you can do there, bro.
Eugene looking for a snowman. Otherwise, he's going to melt away in second place.
Here we go.
Snowman.
3 of diamonds.
3, so we are down to the river. Eugene Todd must catch an 8. If he does so, he'll be the big chip leader. If it's not an 8, Aaron Mermelstein will be our champion.
Just got to sweat one more card, one crazy card. Here we go.
It's an ace. Aces and queens are going to take this pot. Aaron is our champion.
Complete bedlam there for the kid from Philadelphia. His friends and family going nuts. But now let's talk to our runner-up, the man from Brooklyn, Eugene.
I'm a little disappointed, obviously. You get this far, you don't get these opportunities too often, so when you get this close, finishing second, it hurts, but I got my family here, so we'll celebrate a little bit right now, and tomorrow, I'm sure I'll feel better.
Yeah. Woo!
Still a champ, yeah?
He's a champion. He is a
I appreciate it.
champion.
Okay, let's talk to the winner of the Breakout Poker Classic from Philadelphia, PA, Aaron Mermelstein. All right, Aaron, congratulations on such a hard-fought win. What a final table this was. And to have your parents here and your friends here watching you, tell us how you're feeling right now about this whole situation.
It's like a dream come true. It's an amazing, amazing experience, especially to do it with like the greatest rail of all time, my family, you know, and to beat the competition that I beat. The players that I played against were really, really tough, really great players. So it's always been a dream of mine to be here, and I'm really thankful.
Well, in addition, to over $712,000 in cash that you're going to receive, you also get a customized headset from Monster Headphones.
Thank you.
A beautiful Hublot watch.
Wow.
And your name inscribed on the WPT Champions Cup. As well as the season-ending WPT entry into our championship event right back here at Borgata. One more time, let's hear it for our champion, Aaron Mermelstein. Aaron, congratulations. Glenn, back to you.
A remarkable finish for Aaron Mermelstein, the season 13 Borgata Poker Classic champion. From Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Tony Dunst, the Royal Flash Girls, and everyone at the World Poker Tour, I'm Lynn Gilmartin. See you next time on the WPT.
I don't understand what this is for. The World Poker Tour is sponsored by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
Welcome to Falls View Casino Resort and the World Poker Tour.
Feeling like $1 million. Guys like this, they show up. Guys like me have no chance. Just go play some other tournament.
Tonight, poker heads across the border into Canada. We are in Niagara Falls for the Falls View Poker Classic. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the World Poker Tour. I'm Lynn Gilmartin. Poker is immensely popular here in Canada, and this weekend, players travelled from far and near to take their game to the next level here at the Falls View Casino Resort.
Allow me to welcome you to the Falls View Poker Classic. The World Poker Tour is thrilled to be back here at Falls View. It's an amazing property, and they put on fantastic events. Want to wish all of you the very best of luck in your quest to make it to the final table. Dealers, let's shovel up and deal.
Plenty of American players made the trip north of the border, including current Player of the Year leader Darren Elias, and wearing his lucky blue shirt, WPT finalist Corey Hockman.
I don't know. I have to wear the same thing every time. It's awful. I think I've worn this like 10 events straight.
The field also featured a who's who of Canadian poker pros, including Jonathan Duhamel, Mike McDonald, Season 10 ones to watch Matt Marafiotti, and WPT champions Mike Watson and Nenad Medic. Each player put down 5,000 Canadian dollars and would get one chance to re-enter should they bust out before the end of the day.
Thank God there's not a lot of multi-re-entries in this tournament. Can't get me for more than 2.
Season 13 ones to watch Garrett Greer was enjoying his first time at Fallsview and talked about his fleeting anonymity.
Nobody here knows who I am, but like people that play poker, like they're starting to recognize who I am and stuff. So on one side it's cool, on another side, like if they were giving me any leeway, which they probably weren't anyways, but they definitely aren't anymore.
Yes. Action around the room was fast, and the trash talk was Canadian.
Sorry again for the reaction, because I said I overreacted. I'm not sorry for taking the chips. Sorry for yelling.
One Canadian making some noise after getting in this tournament on a satellite was Max Drogue.
All you kids at home, eat your vegetables.
And he was hoping to not live up to his nickname, the Mush.
Hopefully, I won't be the mush in this tournament. I'll be the anti-mush. He's Italian. He knows what a mush is.
After losing a 100K pot on the last hand of the night, Season 12 ones to watch Jeff Gross took the beat in stride.
I got max value, got to play the most poker for the day. I'd rather play all day than out early, so it's all good.
All told, 419 entrants took their shot at the title, with 119 surviving to play on day 2. Two-time WPT champion Darren Elias had a productive day, finishing with over 245,000 in chips. On opposite sides of the spectrum, Garrett Greer was in last place with 23,100 in chips, with Toronto player Andrew Pantling in first place with over 384,000.
Very lucky.
The surviving players took their seats on day 2, brimming with hope but lacking of sleep after enjoying a night out in Niagara Falls.
Tired. It was a long night last night.
Feeling great. A little tired.
Big business was at hand as only 54 would make it to the money and compete for the nearly 2 million Canadian dollar prize pool. First place would take home nearly 400,000. The bust-outs piled up quickly, with several WPT champions hitting the rail, including two-time WPT champion Marvin Rettenmeyer.
On to the next one.
Season 9 Player of the Year Andy Frankenberger at the hands of Corey Hockman. And Season 12 Best Bet Jacksonville Fall Poker Scramble champion Jared Jaffe. One WPT champion heading upstream was Anthony Zeno, who continued to build his chip stack after taking down pot after pot.
Winning flips. That's how you win tournaments.
As players fell and made their way out the door,
You didn't like the ace, eh? Good game, guys.
our own Vince Van Patten stepped in the tournament room to check out the action.
Okay, I just came down here 1 minute ago, and lo and behold, it is the money bubble time. Someone will walk away without making money. They're all nervous right now. Let's see what happens. What do you call you?
Queens.
The bubble burst when Matthew Parry knocked out Taj Alakouzi after flopping a full house to outdraw Taj's pocket kings. The bust-out sent a stunned Taj to the rail.
Waited all day for that.
And the rest of the room into the money. Ones to watch, Garrett Greer was one of the first players to hit the payout line, followed shortly after by Jonathan Duhamel. After finishing day one second in chips, Alabama poker pro Shannon Shaw joined the parade of bust-outs in 30th place.
Out.
Wow. It's a cruel world. It's a dog-eat-dog world.
Christian Harder's pocket fives failed to improve against Darren Elias's pocket queens, and Christian would have to settle for a 25th place finish.
Yeah, I was short, and seemed like an okay spot at the time, but obviously it didn't work out for me.
Another familiar face on the WPT, Corey Hockman, scored a double knockout after flopping a set of 10s, which sent his chip stack soaring.
This is the most chips I've ever had in the World Poker Tour.
Just before the day ended, Toronto-based pro Lucas Greenwood fell to Quebec pro Eric Cagelet in 20th place. Play concluded with 9 teams still in the hunt for the top prize and the WPT title. Anthony Zeno finished with nearly $800,000, good for 7th place. Already the owner of 2 titles this season, Darren Elias had over $1 million in chips and was still alive to potentially win his 3rd WPT of season 13. But at the top of the chip counts was Arizona eye doctor Corey Hockman with over $1.7 million.
The whole World Poker Tour, making final tables, it's amazing. I mean, like I said, I live for this. This is my dream.
As day 3 got underway, Mike Sexton checked in on perhaps the hottest player on the tournament scene.
The guy's on a heater. He's the man. #1 in Player of the Year status right now. Couldn't preset, but got to get to the final table first. We'll see how he does. Darren, good luck to you, my man.
Thanks, man.
Another player on a heater with his 6th cash of season 13 was WPT champion Anthony Zeno, who got off to a strong start by knocking out Scott Davies in 19th place.
Oh yeah, second hand of the day, what a flip.
Coming into the day second in chips, Henry Tran increased his stack by knocking out 2 players back-to-back. In a clash of champions, Anthony Zeno and Darren Elias battled in several hands, with Anthony coming out on top. Then Darren went all in with ace-10 offsuit. He was called by Anthony, who held pocket jacks. A jack on the turn gave Anthony a set. However, Darren was still live with a straight draw, but failed to hit it on the river and was eliminated in 11th place.
Got close there. Things didn't go my way the last couple hours, so it's disappointing.
Down to 10, Henry Tran continued his aggressive play, knocking out the first player at the combined table. New Yorker Mark Bailey knocked out Lu Zhang in 9th place when his pocket kings held up against her ace-queen.
Yeah, for sure.
In a monster pot, 2 of the chip leaders got into a raising war on a king-high flop. After Anthony Zeno 3-bet to $600,000, Henry Tran 4-bet all in and was called quickly by Anthony. When the hands were tabled, Anthony was ahead with a set of deuces, but he needed to fade Henry's open-ended straight draw. No help on the turn or the river gave Anthony the massive pot and sent Henry home in 8th place. Dave Cloutier, who made a WPT final table here at Fallsview back in season 6, was so close to making it again. And that dream came true when he outdrew a short-stacked Emmanuel Carpignano and the final table was set. WPT champion Anthony Zeno would lead a tough group of professionals and recreational players who looked to thwart his attempt at a 2nd WPT title. For more analysis on tonight's action, it's time to turn to WPT's Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten. Now, gentlemen, WPT champion Anthony Zeno is in great shape heading into this final table. What's your take on him?
Well, Lynn, great shape is a very good way to put it. Anthony Zeno is a WPT champion, and he comes to this final table with a chip lead of nearly $2 million over Corey Hockman, who's in 2nd chip position. And what a heater Anthony has been on. This is his 6th WPT cash this season. That is incredible. And if he finishes in 4th place or higher tonight, he takes the lead in the WPT Player of the Year standings. Lynn, I not only look for Anthony to take the lead in the POY standings, I look for him to take down his 2nd WPT title tonight.
Let's see if he can do it. Vince, do you think he's facing some stiff competition here tonight?
Well, Lynn, let me tell you, these players are as solid as a hockey puck, eh? Let's first start out with Corey Hochman. He's the eye doctor, ophthalmologist, and he has made a final table on the World Poker Tour this season. He'll be very tough. He'll like to see through their cards tonight. We'll see if he can do it. But then we got David Cloutier, and David is a businessman from Canada, and he has made a final table at Fallsville years ago. He's very tough. Eric Cajoulet, you know, he's made 3 WPT final tables. He's a tremendous player, but he won't be playing Cajoulet tonight because he's on the short stack. You know he's going to be firing.
Thanks, guys. And before the players took their seats, WPT Executive Tour Director Matt Savage spoke with chip leader Anthony Zeno.
Anthony, it's your second final table and your second chance at a WPT title. What's it going to take to win tonight?
Just have to play my A game. The competition is actually pretty tough. You know, these guys are all very intelligent, good players. I have my eye on the prize, of course. The trophy is more important than the money right now. So I'm going to play my heart out and hope the cards come my way and, you know, make it happen.
So, will Anthony claim title number 2 here in Niagara Falls, or will there be a new member in the WPT Champions Club? The final table at the Fallsview Casino Resort is just around the corner. Stick around.
Tonight's episode is sponsored by Hublot, the official watch of the World Poker Tour.
Eric Cajoulet.
Live hard. Pretty much the way I approach life, the way I approach poker. I just leave my heart and my soul at the table.
Mark Bailey.
You know, it's my first WPT, so just making, you know, the final table here has been, you know, I feel a real accomplishment, kind of a validation that you can play with the best.
Anthony Zeno.
I'm a mathematical guy, so statistically speaking, it's very difficult to win 1. To potentially win 2 would just be a dream.
Corey Hochman.
Walking onto poker's biggest stage, it's unbelievable. When I was at Jacksonville and I busted out, I knew that wasn't the end of me. You guys would see me again. In fact, I think from here on out, you're going to be seeing a lot more of me.
Dave Cloutier.
I'm actually surprisingly calm, and, you know, it's a tough table, and the odds are against me, but I don't think anybody's going to be able to get to me. You play your cards, you play the game, and whatever happens, happens.
Jeremy Haleska.
Winning a title is extremely important to me. It legitimizes the 10 years of hard work I've put into the game. It's the one thing that I want more than anything else in life.
It is great to be back here at beautiful Niagara Falls at Fallsview. This is a great bunch we're watching tonight, going after a big title. The cards are almost in the air, so let's go down to the felt.
There you see the Skrill chip count. Anthony Zeno well out in front with 4.7 million in chips. Dr. Corey Hochman in second place with 2.8 million nearly. Those will be the guys to beat tonight, Vince.
There it is. That's what they're playing for. The winner's going to take home almost 400,000 Canadian cash. But along with that, he will get the beautiful Hublot watch. What a timepiece for the champion. And he's a 5,000 blinds, 25 and 50. Here we go. Action on Mark Bailey from Buffalo, New York.
We started with 419 players. We're down to these 6.
Mark Bailey's going to fold his hand now. WPT champion Anthony Zeno going out. Corey Hochman, who's an eye doctor. And this man eyes an ace-8.
Corey, 39 years old, from Phoenix, Arizona, ophthalmologist, has been for 10 years. His one hobby, and only hobby, he says, is poker.
He has raised now Dave Cloutier out. Jeremy Haleska not going to play. Now it's around to Eric Cajoulet from Montreal, professional player. He's got ace-deuce of hearts.
I'm on it.
And he's going to push all in, Mike.
He's only got about 11 big blinds, Vince, and he's shipping it right here. Corey Hochman has got a tough decision right now as to what to do. Going to cost him a little over 500,000 more to call. 770,000 in the pot.
Could pull in the 615 half total.
Corey Hochman saying, how much is that going to cost me?
How can you ask that question, Vince? It's the first hand of the night. You know how many chips everybody has.
Because you just want the person to move his chips and to think and watch his...
Yes.
Yes. You know, I promised myself that if you shoved, I'd call you. That's what I promised myself.
Oh, boy. He promised himself, Vince, but do you always keep your promises?
So, I'm going to call.
He's going to make the good call.
And Eric Cajoulet is not going to like it. He is dominated right now. Ace-8 versus Ace-Deuce for Eric Cajolet's tournament life. This is Eric's 12th WPT cash.
Here comes the flop.
A deuce and an 8.
Wow, Corey Hockman, eye doctor. He's got 8s and Eric's got deuces, and we're going to the turn.
Eric is going to have to catch a deuce to win this pot. Nothing else is going to do it for him.
It's not. It's a 6 of spades.
He's a World Series of Poker Europe bracelet winner. Eric is 12th WPT cash, but if he doesn't catch a deuce on the river, he's out of here in 6th place.
Last card coming up. Can he do it? No, it's a 5 of clubs.
So just like that, Eric Cajolet from Montreal out tonight in 6th place.
Nice play there.
Eric Cajolet, a great player, going to take home $76,000. He's over to talk to Matt Savage.
Eric, you came in here tonight with the most experience but the least amount of chips. Sometimes you can't overcome that. Was there a strategy to get it in early?
Not really. I was ready to be as patient as I need to. I just thought 2 days was a good chance. It was the best hand. I just went with this hand and worked out this time.
Well, great job getting to the final table. I'm sure we'll see you back again.
Yeah. Promise is a promise, you know?
He can't break a promise to himself.
No.
I've got 2 ex-wives, so I'm pretty sure I've broken a few promises to myself and to other people.
Oh, man.
All right, there you see the 5 remaining players. Anthony Zeno well out in front, but Corey Hockman cutting into that lead after eliminating a player there.
To the felt, Anthony Zeno, WPT champion, looks down at a 10-8. He's a great mathematician. He's going to pop it with just a junk hand, makes it 125 to go. Hockman out. Now Dave Cloutier not going to play ace-deuce.
Okay, over to Jeremy Halaska, 31-year-old from Cleveland, Ohio, an operations manager.
He's got a big hand, Mike, ace-king. Just calling, Bailey out.
Very surprised you wouldn't re-raise in this spot with ace-king.
Try to disguise the strength of his hand with just a call. Here's the flop. Oh, look at this, 2 10s. Zeno has hit 3 of a kind.
Check.
He's got to check it. He's trying to set up his man.
This is Jeremy's first ever WPT event.
Wow, he's going to check. Very wise. Going to the turn. And it's a king.
Oh, this could spell trouble for Jeremy.
Alaska hits kings now.
With an ace kicker, Vince.
And now Zeno puts in the 80,000 bet. Now Halaska hitting top pair with the gigantic kicker. Uh-oh, he's going to pop it. Moved it up to 175 to go.
I will probably put more pressure on Jeremy than the other players because I think that the money means more to him in this particular setting than the other players at the table. If I have an opportunity to put some pressure on Jeremy, I'm going to.
Especially when you have 3 of a kind.
All in.
He's going to push all in. And this is very callable.
His girlfriend, Jennifer Walter, in the house. Jeremy's got 2 daughters, 1 stepdaughter. He loves being a father. He said, would you please give a shout out to my daughters, Brooklyn, Bianca, and Aubrey. So let's see if Pop does it right here.
I wonder if we have the same hand here. I call.
He has made the call.
Oh, wow.
He must catch a king on the river to win this pot. Nothing else will do. Eric Cajolet went out a moment ago.
Nice hand.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Jeremy Halaska could be following him out the door if he doesn't catch a king.
Last card, river card. Can he catch the miracle? No, it's a 7 of diamonds.
Good game, guys.
Vince, for the first time in the history of the WPT, we've had 2 players eliminated on the first 2 deals at the final table. Wow.
Nice playing with you.
Just that quick. Jeremy Halaska is out in 5th place.
Good luck, guys.
The operations manager from Cleveland, Ohio, will be no more operating tonight. He's done 5th place.
No, another player going over the falls in a barrel. Jeremy will take home $95,000. He's over to talk to Matt Savage. Very wet.
Jeremy, it's your first final table here on the World Poker Tour. Tell us a little bit about your experience this week.
It's been a blast. It's been real fun. My first WPT event. I wish I could have stayed at the table a little bit longer, but you know, just give me something to look forward to the next time I get out here.
It just wasn't in the cards for Jeremy Halaska, who's out in 5th place. But don't go anywhere. There's more action from Niagara Falls right after this.
This episode of the World Poker Tour is sponsored in part by DraftKings. If you like poker and sports, then you're going to love daily fantasy sports at DraftKings. Go to DraftKings.com, enter promo code WPT, and start playing today.
Welcome to Falls View Casino Resort and the WPT.
We are back here at Niagara Falls for the Falls View Poker Classic. We are down to 4 players.
Now, Anthony Zeno ups his chip lead, 5.8 million. Corey Hockman in second with about 3.5 million.
Going to the felt actions on Anthony Zeno. They call him the Ant. He's got a pair of 7s.
He's feeling good right now. He just broke a player after flopping 3 10s.
Makes it 100,000 to go. Now Corey Hockman with a king 6 of hearts.
Corey is a very aggressive player. He might be a non-professional player, but I can tell you, he's aggressive. We've seen it so far tonight, and including this hand, he's 3-betting the chip leader with a king 6.
Kluche out, and Mark Bailey from Buffalo not going to play, so back on the Ant. And he will make the call, no raise. So here we go. Pair of 7s versus king 6. And we are a-flopping.
Oh, what a flop for Anthony. He's flopped the top set. It's come 7-3 deuce.
Dream come true.
It sure is a dream come true. What he's dreaming about now is his opponent's got a big overpair.
He is checking. He has dug the hole, putting the branches and twigs over it, waiting for the sucker to fall in. And he's got him.
Well, you're going to make a continuation bet with that flop, for sure. You're not going to put your opponent on deuces and 3s.
200,000 back on the Ant, and he's thinking, okay, do I repop here or just call? No, he's going to raise.
Makes it 650,000 to go. Knows the only way he's going to get action is his opponent's got an overpair, then he might bust him.
Good hand, man.
But obviously Corey had nothing, has to exit the hand, but you can't fault Anthony for raising there. He was trying to get it all.
No spade. No spade.
Anthony Zeno won a WPT title a year ago at Borgata, going for his 2nd WPT title tonight. This is 6th WPT cash this season.
All right, action on Dave Kluche. He's a businessman from Ontario, Canada, 55 years old, father of 5.
Finished 3rd at an event here at Fallsview back in 2007. He folds.
On to Mark Bailey now from Buffalo.
Raise.
And makes a raise. 150 to go. A6.
What do you have total? Like 1.5 left?
A little bit more than that, maybe. Yeah, about 1.6, 1.55.
I'll make it 5 million.
Whoa.
He didn't have 5 million.
I guess that's all in. That's all,
That would be
5 million.
all in.
Yeah, he's only got 3 million in chips. His opponent's only got about 1.5 million, so certainly.
Doesn't it? Isn't that very gentle, doctor?
There's no gentleness in poker.
Didn't you call $1 million? What did you
No,
call?
I said 5 million. I meant 500,000, obviously. But
Yeah, that's what I was
but I
wondering.
said 5 million, so may as well get it in. Try not to make that mistake again. Yeah, I got a little excited there. My passion is poker. I'm so happy to have made it this far. Excited doesn't begin to describe. Like this is my everything. This is my dream. It's pretty embarrassing. My first, say, 8 years going to World Poker Tours, sometimes I would go out in the first hour. One time I went out in the first 10 minutes. At times I would think, oh, I should hire an instructor. But instead, I really studied hard in the last year. And to be honest, it changed my poker game, my life. My game is still improving. I don't think I'm done learning. No matter what place I go out, as long as I played with heart and played my best, then I'm happy with my play. I'm glad you didn't have aces on that one. That would have hurt. But I guess the chance of that is pretty unlikely.
It's true. Timing was correct with that oversized bet. Takes down the pot.
From now on, I'm just putting chips out. I'm not a...
Let's continue. Mark Bailey gonna fold quickly now. It's on to Zeno. Not gonna play.
So battle of the blinds here. Corey in the small blind.
He's going to raise it to 125. Kluche also with the same hand.
Both players have the same hand. Usually, the more aggressive player wins the money.
He's going to splash around and make the call. And the flop is a nothing jack, jack 10. Neither player hitting.
Corey is reaching for a continuation bet here. And he does it.
At 155 into the Canadian.
And by doing so, he's going to win that pot. So, aggression paying off.
I almost pulled the 10-8.
The bettor takes down the pot.
Pushes out Dave Kluche, seeming puzzled here tonight. Corey looking good. 4 players remain. Pure monster sound. You have to hear it to believe it.
Get yours today at monsterproducts.com/WPT. Enter code WPT25 to get your special discount. Well, final tables are riveting to watch. And Vince, most people don't get to see how all the pieces are put together like we do.
Well, that is true. It's actually pretty fascinating to peek behind the curtains and see what the World Poker Tour does from the tournament to making it a TV show.
My name is Kevin King. I'm the art director for the World Poker Tour. I'm in charge of the look of the set for the whole show. You get in at 6 in the morning, and by 7 o'clock at night, the cameras are up and we're rehearsing. Season 1, we had 1 truck. Season 13, we have 3 trucks, and it just keeps getting more challenging. And people were like, how are you gonna do it? And I'm like, we always make it work somehow.
I'm behind the scenes of the WPT set right now. All of our crew is setting up our incredible stage. I'm gonna take you on for a little sneak peek. So this here is our WPT final table. We've got our crew doing rehearsals right now. Right here is the Monster Bar, which will be filled with the audience and the Royal Flush Girls. We have the Champions Cup just over there, which every poker player wants their name written on. And over there in the far corner is where Mike and Vince sit for all of their commentary. Well, that's it for our behind the scenes. It's time for me to get ready for the show. Bye!
Get in the know and play unlimited poker risk-free at clubwpt.com. Vince Kevin's been with us 13 years. He finally made the air. Does a great job. Him and the crew, incredible.
So for real, if I give you a free show, you'll give me a free LASIK surgery, right?
I don't do LASIK anymore.
Oh, you don't do it anymore?
You don't want cataract.
Yeah, I don't want that. Not yet. What's the average age of someone that gets cataract?
I don't know, 65 or 70.
Yeah. Take a rain check.
Well, right now, the guys doing the great jobs are Anthony Zeno and Corey Hockman. They're the 2 chip leaders with 4 left, fighting it out for this title.
Anthony Zeno will fold.
Over to Corey Hockman. We've seen this guy play very aggressive so far, but you have a 3-deuce offsuit here, Vince. I mean, really, the 2 lowest cards you can have. But they're good enough for him. He's going to raise it again, 100,000.
Okay, Kluche out and Bailey out. That's how you do it, Corey.
Well, Vince, we've heard about those guys that haven't found a hand they didn't like. Corey Hockman put him in that boat.
And he can't believe the way things are going so far. Everything going his way. Action on him again.
Where's the band? He finally laid a hand down.
And the Canadian picks up an ace-9. And he'll raise with that to 150. Mark Bailey out. And the Ant, though, does have a hand. Pair of deuces.
Well, you always like to see flops with small pairs. Because if you flop a set, you think you can bust somebody. Anthony going to make the call.
So ace-9 for the Canadian up against Anthony Zeno. And the flop is at ace-king 3. Aces for Kluche.
Anthony quickly checks. Wow, Dave checks too. He's trying to camouflage the strength of the aces, I guess, but give your opponent a free chance to outdraw you. Didn't happen here as an 8 comes off. Again, Anthony checks.
And Kluche finally going to bet this hand, 150. Well, Anthony gives respect to the Canadian, and he goes out. The crowd loving it.
And he takes down that pot, much to the delight of the Canadians in the house.
Hopefully it's still early.
He has 5 kids, quite a player. Second time on the World Poker Tour final table.
And he actually finished 3rd at an event here at Fallsview back in 2007.
Zeno out in front, the chip leader. And let's go to the felt, back on Kluche. And this time he's got a Jack 3, won't play that mess. Mark Bailey from Buffalo also not playing.
So the battle of the blinds, the battle of the chip leaders.
Zeno going to try to sneak in with the 6-4 with just a call. And the eye doctor looks down at a Jack 7. Will he be content to just see 3 cards, or will he get aggressive again? He is going to raise to 155,000.
Anthony's limping in there trying to see a flop without much of a hand. At least that's what Corey sees. And he is right. He's going to take this pot down by raising with that junk hand, where most players would just say, please give me a free flop.
Corey just stomps on the ant, takes the pot down. The eye doctor looking sharp.
Well, Anthony looks at a queen deuce. Going to give it up.
Hockman looks down. Oh, that's a big hand for Corey Hockman with a king 9. The way he plays cards, that's a monster.
Notice he's just looking at the big blind, man. Doesn't even look at the guy on his left.
Thinks that he's not even at the table.
Well, he's going to raise again. Makes it 100,000 to go.
But Dave is at the table because he's picked up a pair of jacks.
I hear chips.
He's going to 3-bet it to 225,000 here with the 2 jacks.
Bailey out.
But Corey's going to make the call, wants to see a flop. He is gambling tonight at Fallsview.
Flop is an ace 7-5. Hits neither player.
Dave does not make a continuation bet after 3-betting before the flop. So he has checked. And when you check to Corey, he bets. Usually.
Says if you're checking, I'm a betting. Or not.
I think Corey, the more chips he gets, the more dangerous he will be. I'd like to see him lose a bit of a stack because I think it'll force him into a little change of game.
He's not going to lose a stack if you don't bet your hands. And now Corey's going to bet nothing. Air, zip, and pip.
260,000 is what he bet. Now Dave's problem is he doesn't know if the guy's got an ace or not. He raised and called or re-raised pre-flop. Now he's bet when I've checked. And the problem, when you don't make a continuation bet when an ace comes out there, you hate to see it, but now you're just at a guess the rest of the hand if his opponent's got it or not.
Oh, Canada has made the call, and we're going to the turn, and the king hits for Hockman.
So Corey Hockman now has the best hand. Doesn't have to bluff to win. His opponent is checked, and Corey is just looking right at, oh my gosh.
Eye doctor eyeing his victim. Oh, wow.
Oh, boy. How would you like to have a problem with your eyes and see this guy?
That's right.
Folks, believe me, the guy's such a well, Corey Hockman.
Learn Corey Hockman, the eye doctor, shining at this.
Stay tuned for more action from Fallsview Casino Resort.
Four-handed poker continues, and he's
out in front with $6 million in chips. Corey Hockman in second place with $4 million.
I will let it go.
He's going to let it go.
Dave Fouché also going out, and now it's around to Mark Bailey from Buffalo. Will raise with a nothing hand to 100,000.
Yeah, he's a businessman, a portfolio manager.
But the Ant's got ace-10 making the quick call, of course.
So here we go to the flop.
And the flop is an ace-queen-9. Zeno hitting aces.
A continuation bet by the businessman here. The man from Buffalo betting 150,000 here, but it's not going to work because Anthony's flop top pair.
And he's getting out the raising chips to hurt him. Yeah, 300,000 to go into Mr. Buffalo.
What is he waiting on, Vince?
I gave it a shot.
I'm all in.
Oh, no. He's going to go all in?
Whoa! What a play by Mark right here.
He's playing it like he's got ace-king. Reckless abandon. We know he has nothing.
He'd have to hit 2 runners in a row to win this pot. I think it's a tough call for Anthony to make here, the way this hand was played. You got to think your ace-10 is beat.
And the ant is going to release the hand.
Show one more.
I can't do that, man.
What a play by Mark Bailey, Vince. Give that man a salute, and he's all smiles.
Gotta love it when you win a hand with Zip and Pip putting it all on the line. That's Mark's girlfriend, Susie.
What kind of posse do I have? Go back to Buffalo, man.
First place, close to 400,000 Canadian cash. Get your name also inscribed on the Champions Cup.
Well, the only pro at the table, Anthony Zeno going for a second WPT title. The other 3 guys, businessmen.
Action on Mark Bailey. Let's take a look at his cards from the DraftKings whole cam. This time, Mark's got a real hand with ace-king.
Raise 150.
Raising to 150, Zeno out. Corey Hockman with his usual nothing hand has folded. Kluche now will make the call with a 10-9. So here we go to the flop. Queen, queen, 4. Neither player hitting.
Dave checks.
Same bet. 150.
Mark Bailey's going to bet a continuation 150, and Kluche is going to lay it down. So Mark Bailey, the Buffalo bluffer, well done, making it happen.
Jesus. No cues next time. You're on your own. This side's much more active. Go Cleveland.
Mark Bailey shining here at this moment. We're coming back for more on the World Poker Tour.
ClubWPT.com VIP members get more than just a chance to win cash and incredible prizes.
The Club Savers Guide program saves VIP members big money every month at places they already shop and visit.
Play big, save big, win big at ClubWPT.com.
Falls view is pretty awesome. I mean, the hotels have views of Niagara Falls, which is just amazing. It's beautiful out here.
The staff has been great, and the people are really, really friendly. The hotel, at the restaurants, you go down to the poker room, and it's a pretty chill atmosphere.
Overall, between the floor people being very professional, the dealers, the chips, and the tables are perfect, in my opinion. I've had a great experience here in this tournament.
I think the tournament itself is fantastic. It's very well run. As far as the property goes, my wife and I come to the casino quite a bit, so this does feel like home to me.
It is beautiful Falls view at Niagara Falls. 4 players remain here.
And Vince, if people haven't been to this property, obviously we know they should come and visit. Just the view alone from your room at Falls View overlooking Niagara Falls is just breathtaking.
Zeno out in front with 5.6. Let's take a look at this hand at this time. 6-3, he's going to fold.
I'm rolling.
Corey Hockman going out now. Dave Kluche.
Moving all in with king high here.
He gets Bailey to go out. So Dave Kluche with a quick move. Nicely done.
I'm feeling great. A lot different than the last time I was in this situation. I was just looking to survive, and you're a little awestruck by all the pros that are here. I ended up knocking Barry Greenstein out.
It is over for Barry Greenstein, out in 4th place.
So there was just Jonathan Little and Scott Clemens and myself. I was the amateur, and I had one play where I misread a card, and then I went on tilt. I was exhausted and out of the tournament. It took me months before I realized what a good experience it was, and how hard it is to get to a final table. And if I ever got there again, I would be in a different frame of mind. And here I am. I've enjoyed every single day. Nice and relaxed.
Of a player.
I'm guessing he's a big fan of Johnny Cash, Vince, because he's always wearing black, this guy.
And by the way, he is on an 8-day juice cleanse at this moment. Imagine sitting at the table not being able to eat any real food for 8 days, and you're playing that well? That's impressive. All right, we got some folds around Corey.
Corey's in a small blind. Looks down at a 10-4 offsuit, but we've seen him raise with a 3-deuce offsuit, so why not raise with this one? He does. Makes it 100,000 to go. Wow. Dave in position calls him. with just a Jack-6 offsuit on a short stack. And he's flopped middle pair, Dave has. Corey's flopped bottom pair. Action's on Corey. He's going to check.
Corey checks.
Dave also going to check, going to the turn.
Well, the queen comes off.
Changes nothing. Corey looking him down.
I check.
Check. I check too. Check, check.
Yeah, it's a stare-down check
Both players
fest.
check.
Both check, and the river card Jack gives 2 pair now to Kluche.
Check.
Corey's kind of giving up on this. Checks again.
Dave quickly bets 175,000, and Corey has bottom pair.
Oh, man.
He's just agonizing over laying it down, Vince.
Good hand.
You're not hungry anymore?
I am hungry.
I thought your appetite was growing.
Look at that, Kluche taking that pot.
I'm not stupid. I'm just hungry.
I absolutely don't think you're stupid.
I know, I'm just kidding.
You talk about hunger. You're talking to the man on the left, hasn't eaten in 8 days.
You could put a guy on tilt, just order a banana split or something.
Anthony Zeno still the chip leader. And the action is on the Ant, and he has picked up a real hand. Pair of queens.
Anthony went to law school in Boston, switched over from law to professional poker.
He'll make it 100,000 to go with the queens. Hochman gonna make this call with the king 10. David Mark out. With the 2 chip leaders, king 10 versus a pair of queens, and the flop is an ace 4 deuce.
Well, action on Anthony. Will he make the continuation bet with the ace out there? Nope, he opts to check. And as we've seen, when you check to Corey, he's going to bet 75,000. Very small bet into a pot that's got about 300,000 in it.
And the ante is going to make this call. He's saying, I'm not convinced you have an ace. A jack on the turn.
Again, action on Anthony.
Check.
Again, he's going to check.
Corey Hochman is getting the chips out, though.
He's going to fire again, Vince, with a gut shot straight draw. 335,000. So the price of poker went up from 75,000 on the previous street to 335 here.
Ant looks down at his queens, and the Ant is going to scurry away with the winning hand.
Bold play by Corey Hochman, taking down that pot.
So with that, we end our first hour of coverage from the Fallsview Casino Resort. For Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Tony Dunst, Matt Savage, the Royal Flush Girls, and everyone at the World Poker Tour, I'm Lynn Gilmartin. See you next time on the WPT.
I don't understand what this is for. The World Poker Tour is sponsored by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
Welcome to Canada and the Fallsview Poker Classic.
Feel like $1 million.
For the first time in the history of the WPT, we've had 2 players eliminated on the first 2 deals.
The fight for poker supremacy continues in Niagara Falls, where the next WPT champion will be crowned. Hi everyone, welcome to the Fallsview Casino Resort. I'm Lynn Gilmartin. We've seen some exceptional play here in Canada, and it will only get better as we get closer to the last man standing. For more analysis on our finalists, let's turn to our very own Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten. Guys, what are your thoughts on this final table?
Well, Lynn, we've had a few surprises at this final table. For one thing, we lost the experienced pro Eric Cajolet, went out on deal number 1, and Jeremy Alaska from Cleveland, Ohio, went out on deal number 2. It's now come down to 1 pro, 1 doctor, and 2 businessmen fighting it out for this title. Anthony Zeno, the pro, came to the final table as chip leader. He's still the chip leader. And Corey Hochman, he's an ophthalmologist, came to the final table in 2nd chip position. We saw him make a final table earlier this season on the World Poker Tour. He's back again. These 2 guys come here where they started, Vince.
Well, Mike, you should be eating your words because you're always saying it's a young man's game. They're rounding out the field tonight. 2 guys in their 50s. David Kluche, who we saw years ago play here at Fallsview. He's back. And then the upset special here tonight. Mark Bailey from Buffalo, New York. No one's even seen him in the tournament. They're going, who the heck is this guy? Can he do it? This is going to be fun.
The battle for the Fallsview Poker Classic title is ready to continue. So let's check the chip counts and get down to the action.
There we're looking at the Skrill chip count. Anthony Zeno out in front, 5.5 million. Corey Hockman in second place with 4.1 million.
Andy's at 10,000, Ron's 30 and 60,000. Here we go. Action on the Canadian. Dave Cloutier, King 6 quickly folds. And now Mark Bailey.
Raise.
From Buffalo with a pair of deuces.
He announces raise, 175,000.
The ant goes out, and now the eye doctor Corey Hockman. Let's just say King 7.
Well, Corey's been by far the most aggressive player at this final table so far.
675.
And he maintains that as he 3-bets here with the King 7 offsuit.
He's going to try to muscle out Mark Bailey.
I'm all in.
But that's not going to work. Mark Bailey says all in.
Good hand, bro.
Oh, and the eye doctor sees his way out of that pot. Mark Bailey going to take this one down with aggressive play. Just a pair of deuces.
Very aware of how aggressive Corey's been playing, so a pair is a pair. Ship it.
First place close to 400,000 in Canadian cash.
Yeah, they're also going to get the beautiful Hublot watch that goes to our champion.
Yeah, there it is. That is gorgeous. Get their name inscribed on the Champions Cup. But let's get back to the table action. Right back on Mark Bailey, a non-professional player, portfolio manager from Buffalo, New York. He's got Queen 10 of hearts.
150.
Makes it 150 to go. Zeno going out.
Mark raises to 150,000.
Corey Hockman, he's out as well.
Dave Cloutier is not going to play, so a quick run over for Mark. Taking that pot, not having to see a flop.
Kind of a smattering of applause at best, right? That's where that word came from.
Okay, there's a quick break in the action, so let's take a moment to get our viewers up to speed on some of the WPT's latest tournament stops. The World Poker Tour held 2 WPT Deep Stacks events, the first in Malta at the Dragonera Casino, and then at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida, where Lawrence White took home the trophy and over $100,000.
But the action in Florida didn't stop there. We also held a WPT main Poker Open. Then it was back to the United Kingdom for the WPT National London, held at the Aspers Casino, Stratford, Westfield, where Christopher Gordon
Live WPT event. Log on to WPT.com for a complete tournament schedule. But for now, let's get back down to the felt here at Fallsview Casino Resort in Canada.
Anthony Zeno still well out in front with about 5.6 million. Corey Hockman with 3.4 million. Those two guys came to the final table in first and second chip position. They're still there.
Back to the money pit we go. Corey Hockman first to act. Fold that mess, and an all-in bet by Dave Cloutier with Queen Jack. But right behind him, Mark Bailey has an attractive ace-7 of diamonds.
Tough decision for Mark here. Do you really want to call that much with an ace-7? He says no.
Marking the small blind forward.
And the ant also folding, so Dave Cloutier picking up a quick one with no competition.
The CEO of the heating company put too much heat on him there by moving all in.
All right, he needs to come back. He's on the short stack. Action's right back on him. He's got a 10-4. He mucks. And now Mark Bailey's got a real hand, pair of 9s.
Raised 175.
He's going to make it 175,000 to go.
Into WPT champion, the ant, Anthony Zeno with a king 7 of spades. Nope, won't play. Hockman also out. So Mark Bailey going to show the hand. Say, look, see, I don't bluff. I don't mess around. Yeah, right.
Bet you remember the movie The Cooler, about the guy that was unlucky in the casino, etc., etc. Well, Mark Bailey looks just like the actor William H. Macy that played that role in The Cooler.
People look alike, but not really.
I think so.
All right, quick fold by Mark Bailey. And Zeno's out. Now Corey Hockman.
He's got the 2 snowmen, and there'll be some snow flying here, that's for sure.
190.
Raise 190.
Smaller.
Dave Cloutier going over the top, all in.
Dave moves all in.
And I also promised myself I would call.
He's got a call with that hand. He keeps his promises. We've seen that at the final table, but just bad luck for David, I think.
You make lots of promises.
We've seen Corey Hockman raise on junk all night long. This time he's got a hand.
Here comes the flop, Mike. It's a 9-8 deuce. Corey Hockman, 3 of a kind.
Crown dead.
98%.
As the cards lie, David's going to have to hit 2 runners to make a straight to win this pot. Nothing else will do. Needs a 10 or a jack to stay alive. Doesn't happen.
Escape, guys.
Well, that's going to do it for the Canadian. David Cloutier out tonight in 4th place.
Another player waterboarded out here at Fallsview. He'll take home $126,000. He's over to talk to Matt Savage.
7 years ago, you made a final table, and again tonight. Do you feel a little bit more confident about your play tonight?
Yeah, I don't think there's much else I could have done. I was short stacked and lost 1 or 2 pots. The blinds and antes were getting so high that, you know, when I'm in position, I have to shove. So, yeah, I don't think there's much I could have done. I'm happy I got here, and it was a great experience again.
Well, the top finishing Canadian, so there's always that. Lynn, back to you.
All right, thank you.
With Dave Cloutier gone in 4th place, we are inching closer to naming the newest WPT champion. We'll be right back with more poker action from Niagara Falls, Canada. Plus, Tony Dunst will stop in to give us the raw deal. But first, let's get personal with the newest member of the WPT family, Royal Flush Girl, Kat Kelly.
Hi, I'm Kat Kelly, and I am a Royal Flush Girl. The hobbies that outdoor activities. I don't cook and I don't clean. If you're looking for a housewife, look elsewhere. Yeah, one thing I love about being a Royal Flush Girl is doing the Bounty Tournament. I've been practicing on Club WPT, so you guys better watch out. It's great to meet the club qualifiers because they come from everywhere, and they're just really excited to be part of the whole event. I don't know, I just love it. I mean, I really love being a Royal Flush Girl. Yeah.
ClubWPT.com gives you the opportunity to play poker with Kat and other Royal Flush Girls. So sign up today at ClubWPT.com and get in the game.
Welcome back to Niagara Falls, Canada. We're at the Fallsview Poker Classic. 3 players remain.
All Americans left fighting it out for this title. Anthony Zeno out in front, $5.4 million. Corey Hockman with $4.1 million. Mark Bailey with $3 million.
The blinds are 30 and 60,000. Here we go. Action on Anthony Zeno. He's got an ace-7.
And he's going to 3-bet it. 325,000 to go now.
Mark Bailey, the portfolio manager for
At the table that you were like the 6th worst? Nah, man, you're good.
Third or 4th. I don't know.
I'm messing.
to Mark, and he should.
Let's take a look at his hand, courtesy of the DraftKings. And look at him anguish there. Five is the bet. See if these guys picked up on that tell that when the guy acts weak or sort of nonchalant, usually he's strong.
Yeah, Anthony already folding, and Corey with a nothing hand.
The weakest hand possible, a 7-deuce offsuit.
But he's taking his time with it.
Mark made the mistake yesterday during gave away that he doesn't feel highly about his poker game. So if he makes a big raise, I'm going to actually put him on a big hand. I don't think he's going to make a move with deuce 7 offsuit. I might, but I don't think he will.
This is so interesting. Never believe your assumptions.
And he is making a move with a 7-deuce fence. He's 3-betting it with what many consider the worst hand in Hold'em, the 7-deuce offsuit. Oh, boy. Oh, I told you he looked like that actor, but now he's even acting like an actor.
He totally puts the head down like he's disgusted. You know he loves his hand. He knows how great of a place he's in with queens in a 3-handed poker game at this point.
I'm all in.
And there he goes with the whining all in. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps.
No. No Academy Award performance there, Vince. I'm sorry.
Really? Do you know what I even have here, man? Oh my God, this is a tough decision.
Oh no, don't start. Not you too.
Oh.
Et tu, Brute?
Well, this is just all for show and glow. Zero chance he's calling with this hand.
I'm gonna lay down a very big hand for you, man.
Oh, no, stop. Stop. Oh, it is getting ugly out here at the poker table.
Yeah, Mark's gonna show him the queens. I don't think he had that beat.
You know what I laid down? Ace queen.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh no.
Oh my Lord. I'm pretty lucky there.
Yeah, thought maybe I was getting under your chin or
Jeez,
something.
no, I knew when you shoved there, you're good.
Well, folks, we know you can't trust used car salesmen, but now
You're not getting under my skin. You're playing really well.
maybe you can't trust ophthalmologists.
Oh boy, poker's a great game.
We know what a nice guy he is, though, but
He is. But that's why we play poker. You get to lie at the table. That's supposed to tell the truth. All right, back to this one. Action on Anthony Zeno. He's got a nothing hand, 6-3. Doesn't make a move. Now Corey. One of the best liars I've seen at a poker table in a long time with just Jack-5.
We'll go 175.
he's going to raise with this hand 175,000.
See a flop, I call.
It's not often the non-professional players play more aggressive than the professional players, but that's what we're seeing here tonight at this final table. Anthony Zeno biding his time, not playing nearly as aggressive as Corey, for example.
Flop comes up 9-7-6.
We'll play your game. Same bet, 175.
Inside straight draw for Corey, and he's going to make the continuation bet. Mark's got nothing. He's going to fold.
Corey takes it.
What scares me, Vince, is if Corey wins this tournament, how many guys are we going to see in the little blue Riding Hood suits?
Corey Hockman, his second time at a WPT final table, enjoying this moment. This time with just 10-5 of diamonds.
Corey says his only hobby is poker, his dream to win a WPT title. Got a shot at it here, that's for sure.
Gonna raise to 125.
Call.
Mark gonna call with Queen 9. Anthony Zeno got money in there already. He's got King 6, but nope, gonna lay it down.
Heads up to the flop.
So 10-5 versus Queen 9. Here it is.
Well, Jack 3 deuce flop with 2 hearts, no help to anybody. Mark checks.
Continuation bet of 150 by Corey. Eye Doctor bets, gonna push another man out.
Aggressiveness paying off for Corey Hockman tonight. In back-to-back pots, he raised before the flop, he bet on the flop. He won the pot with the worst hand both times.
I'm wearing this blue hoodie again, and I keep saying I'm not superstitious, but I probably am. The reason I like it, I'll show you, is because when I'm at the table, I can put it on like this, and you can't really tell what I have. You can't get any tells on me because you can't see my eyes or my nose or my cheeks. You can't really see much of anything. My table presence in the past, I don't think anybody was afraid of me. But now, my table presence in this tournament, I think in general, the players think I'm tough, and I think that they're scared, and I have chips to prove it, and I'm gonna prove it today. Sorry, it's cocky, but it's just the way I feel.
Corey, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, my friend. It doesn't matter if you wear the blue hoodie. The number of hands that you raise with, nobody's gonna be able to put you on a hand.
Oh, this is great, great fun. Anthony's still the chip leader, but these guys also have chips. Action on professional liar Corey Hockman. He's got 7-6. He's going to raise it to 120.
Good call.
Mark Bailey with a quick call with a 6-5 suited connector, and Zeno also going to splash for the 9-6.
Well, he's getting priced in the call, so we have three-way action here.
On the flop is a King 9-8. Very interesting.
Check.
Mark with a good shot, straight draw checks. Anthony with the best hand with middle pair. Anthony gonna bet the middle pair. And now Corey with the open-end straight draw. Vince, he could do anything with this except fold.
Mm-hmm.
He's just gonna call.
Mark with just an inside straight draw.
But it's the sucker inside straight draw, Vince. And by that I mean if a 7 comes up, he could make a straight, but somebody could have a 10 jack where he'd lose all his chips. Well, reluctantly he folds.
That was quite a fold.
I was uncertain about that fold, could you tell?
So two-handed action, let's take
a 5 comes off. Corey has made the nuts the best hand possible. Anthony wisely checks.
350?
Corey's going to bet 350,000 here with the best hand possible.
He's just praying his man sticks around. Zeno, of course, with just 9s at this point.
1 million.
And he's going to go up.
Oh, it's like a dream come true if you're sitting in Corey's seat. You got the best hand possible. Your opponent has check raised you to 1 million.
Call.
Oh.
And just the okie dokie call.
Sort of a whining call. Try to lasso your player into more money. Wow, river card.
Queen of clubs. Corey can't like that card. Possible flush out there and a bigger possible straight. Anthony's going to check.
All in.
Well, Corey now goes all in, and Anthony goes all out. He took his shot, made his move, didn't work. Corey taking down the pot. And Vince, with that pot, Corey Hockman has taken the chip lead.
3 players battling at the Fallsview Poker Classic here on the World Poker Tour.
Welcome to Canada and the Fallsview Poker Classic.
We are at Niagara Falls for the Fallsview Poker Classic. What an exciting one we have going here. 3-handed poker.
And for the first time tonight, we got a new chip leader at the final table. Corey Hockman is the man. He's got about 6 million in chips. Anthony Zeno in second place now with 3.7 million. Mark Bailey with about 3 million.
Quick fold by Anthony Zeno, WPT champion, and now Corey Hockman, the eye guy, gonna raise
to 360.
And then Mark Bailey over the top with ace jack. Makes it 360.
Raise.
A 4-bet here with this junk hand, a queen 8 offsuit to 780,000. And now what do you do if you're Mark? Ace jack just doesn't look that good anymore.
All in.
Wow, what an incredible all-in bet.
All in.
Wow. All right.
He is fearless as well, and Corey has to lay down the hand.
I guess he's just aware that Corey's playing virtually every pot. So if you get ace jack, you just got to go with it against this guy.
Good hammer.
Corey just does not know where neutral is located on the gear shift.
Now if I can only pick up a hand against you.
Well done, Mark Bailey.
When you have one as well.
Buffalo Bailey taking down that pot.
You will get paid, you can see that.
Oh, I like it, Vince. Mark Bailey from Buffalo. Buffalo Bailey.
2 non-professionals with extremely aggressive styles, especially Corey. This time it's on him. He's got ace-3. He's going to raise to 120. Mark.
I think I did it right.
Calling.
I manage people's money for a living.
And now Anthony Zeno with the real ace. Ace-queen.
And that's the perfect time here to squeeze, but you're squeezing with a hand. We know Corey raised with virtually every hand on the button, and here it comes. 475,000 bet by Anthony Zeno.
475,000.
Corey goes out.
Respect.
Corey and Mark.
They both go out. So Anthony Zeno taking that pot down with a nice raise there.
His nickname is the Ant. He's a WPT champion.
This is 6 WPT cash this season already. And with this performance here this week, he is now the leader in the Hublot WPT Player of the Year race, overtaking Darren Elias.
He always wears a suit at the final table to look sharp. He thinks it sets a nice example as a gentleman's game. And Anthony Zeno does look pretty classy out there tonight and playing well. All right, quick fold by Mark.
Well, Anthony, definitely one of the good guys in poker.
120.
He's got ace-10. He's going to make it 120.
Corey having position on me presents the most difficult scenario. Corey is playing for the trophy. The ones playing for the money, you put the pressure on them. The ones playing for the trophy, you want to play small ball against.
That is an excellent analysis.
Corey's call with just Jack Deuce, and here we go. Flop is a king 7-7, but there's 2 spades out there. Corey with the 4 flush. Anthony not catching there, but he's going to check.
Well, Corey checking the flush draw. I'm a little surprised by that. And now the third 7 comes on the board. Anthony's going to bet for value here with the ace high, thinking it's the best hand, which it is.
Mere 100,000.
You just know your opponent would have bet 2 pair if he'd have had it on the flop of king 7-7. That didn't happen. Anthony trying to get a value bet in here.
And Corey with a 4 flush. That dream is disappearing quickly. Has 3 of a kinds out there, but he's going to float around here a little bit. Makes the call. River card is just a 3 of hearts.
Well, now Anthony's making a bet here, which I don't know why.
150.
Think your opponent's going to call you with queen high or jack high. That's all you can beat to get paid off with. And he could allow himself to get raised out of the pot, and that might happen here. As you see, Corey reaching for raisin chips.
Is he going to get frisky? Yes, he is. He's going to raise it.
Oh, boy.
Goes to 380.
Well, this is exactly why you don't bet here with ace high. Because now you're in a pickle as to what to do. You're supposed to check and let your opponent bluff. And then call him with the ace high.
And Anthony has to lay it down. Corey Hockman gonna take this down with a steal.
Well done by Corey, but you just wonder if Anthony played that one right on the river.
Don't go anywhere because Tony Dunst is breaking down the play at tonight's final table. The raw deal is coming up when the Fallsview Poker Classic continues.
This episode of the World Poker Tour is sponsored in part by DraftKings. If you like poker and sports, then you're going to love daily fantasy sports at DraftKings. Go to DraftKings.com, enter promo code WPT, and start playing today.
We all think we're experts when it comes to analysing other players' hands, but take it from me, we're not. So let's leave it to our resident savant, Tony Dunst, to dissect play in tonight's edition of The Raw Deal.
Many people believe that effective bluffing means making a huge bet or firing multiple barrels. But effective bluffing is really about betting with your weak hands in situations where you can plausibly have a strong hand. So if you're bluffing in a situation where you represent very few strong hands, is it guaranteed to be ineffective? Let's break it down. We're three-handed now, and after a raise and 2 calls, all 3 players get to the flop. And that's where the real action begins. After a check by Mark Bailey, Anthony Zeno leads out in the big blind with middle pair. It's kind of an odd play from Anthony, but it might prevent the button from checking behind, or get him heads up in position against the small blind. Corey Hockman calls from the button with an open-ended straight draw. Mark gives up, and the pot goes heads up to the turn. The 5 of clubs hits, completing Corey's straight draw and creating a backdoor flush draw. Now Anthony checks. And after Corey bets half pot,
350.
Anthony check raises to $1 million.
1 million.
In my opinion, there's 3 problems with this bluff. Problem 1, Corey is unlikely to have many hands that fold to a raise. If he had top pair, we can't be sure he'll fold it on such a draw-heavy board. And if Corey has one of the draws, he'll likely call and see the river. Problem 2, Anthony isn't representing many strong hands here. If he had kings or 9s, he would have re-raised pre-flop. If he had 2 pair, he's more likely to check raise the flop than the turn when one of the obvious draws was completed. Basically, the only hand Anthony is representing is 7-6, which Corey happens to have. And problem 3. Anthony has weak equity and might have what's called reverse implied odds, which means you lose more money by making your hand. Think about it. Anthony can hit a straight with a 7 and still lose to Jack 10. Or he could hit the 7 of clubs and still lose to a flush. So, was Anthony's turn bluff guaranteed to be ineffective? Nope, not necessarily. But it's hard to be successful when there's only one strong hand you play like that. And it's even harder when you're bluffing into an opponent who actually has it.
Well, Vince, I'm sure everyone out there with a PhD enjoyed Tony's analysis there.
You know, we have the same birthday.
You and Tony?
Yes, sir, that's right.
Well,
sir.
happy birthday whenever it is.
Okay. Three-headed poker continues here.
You guys getting tired yet?
I'm ready for a
Stop
nap.
thinking so much, just act. Don't even think about it.
Action on Buffalo Bailey. This time he's going to quickly fold. Anthony Zeno, though, with a pretty solid ace-10 of diamonds, will make the raise.
Call.
Hockman will splash around with his 10-7.
And he's in position. He's got 2 cards. He makes the call.
And the flop comes up king, 7.
Oh, nice flop there for Corey. He's taking the lead. Anthony's checked.
No continuation bet. Now Hockman also going to check the 7s, huh?
Very puzzling that he would check that hand. And now an ace has come off where he's beat. He gave his opponent the free card. And he got outdrawn.
Anthony's going to check the aces up. Corey, he's going to check behind him. River card, a jack of hearts.
Now Anthony now reaching for betting chips. A beg me, call me bet. Let's see if Corey figures it out.
Let's see if the eye doctor can see through this one. This would be a curiosity call if he should make it.
Well, all it can be is a bluff. Oh, Vince. That's when you just reach out and just slap your hand when you make those kind of calls. Say, what was I thinking?
Yeah, curiosity killing the cat right there. That is Corey Hockman. Zeno going to take down this pot.
My World Poker Tour win was really huge for me because I knew that I was good enough to do this for a living. I had been playing professionally for years. You have many ups and downs, and you start to think to yourself, was this the right choice for me to pursue? Going into the final table with Vanessa was both exciting and intimidating. As the underdog, it's kind of like, you know, I got nothing to lose.
Cool.
Fortunately, the dice rolled in my favor. Once you win that trophy and you defeat one of the best players in the game, it's pretty much solidified that you can continue doing this for as long as you enjoy it.
He did beat one of the best players in the world in Vanessa Selps, and I do believe it gave him a lot of confidence to move forward in his career.
I guess I should have known to lay that down. Oh well. What, pre-flop? No, I was good. I was good, man. But,
Jack?
Yeah, I just should have known to lay it down to the bet on the river. Oh well. Small mistake.
Anthony Zeno.
One of those. No more, though.
Folds his hand.
No more mistakes.
Into the king of bluffs himself, Corey Hockman.
He's got the 9-4 offsuit. Is it a mistake to play this? Well, we're going to find out because he's definitely playing it. $125,000 to bet.
Mark
raised to 375.
375.
Oh, I know what that means.
Mark raises to 375,000.
I've been through that before.
And Corey Hockman has to quickly eject that hand.
40,000, 80,000.
You like big ball. I like small ball.
Since when?
Me small ball, you big ball.
Yeah, exactly.
But me big balls.
I got news for you. Corey just likes to ball, period, on the green felt. He likes to play any 2 cards for any size pot.
Very successful with that style. He just never can put him on a hand. And that's impressive for a non-professional eye doctor.
I think blinds are getting real.
It's his second WPT final table this season, so not too bad.
The blinds are going up to 40 and 80,000 with a $10,000 ante. Action's on Buffalo Bailey. He's got king 10.
Most players are going to raise on the button with this hand.
175.
And he's doing it, 175.
Into the man they call the Ant, Anthony Zeno. He's got a pair of 3s. Re-raise. And Corey with a decent ace-10, but raise and a re-raise. He's going to fold it back on Buffalo Bailey.
Yes, sir.
That's exactly what you want to have happen when you have a small pair. Just raise your opponents right out of the pot.
I was very close to going over the top.
Yeah.
Anthony Zeno grew up in Cranston, Rhode Island, looking good.
We'll be right back with more poker action from Canada and the Falls View Poker Classic.
Club WPT VIP members won over $100,000 worth of VIP packages to play in WPT events during Season 12. Win your way into upcoming WPT main events only on clubwpt.com.
Pure monster sound. You have to hear it to believe it.
Get yours today at monsterproducts.com/WPT. Enter code WPT25 to get your special discount.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. It is not easy taking down a WPT title, but one of these men will do it tonight, Mike.
Yeah, 3 left fighting it out for this title, but only one can survive the falls. Who's it going to be? Let's go down to the felt and find out.
There you go. Corey Hockman now, the chip leader with $5 million. Anthony Zeno, 4.1. Mark Bailey from Buffalo, New York with about 3.4.
3 Americans left fighting it out for this title. All right, action's going to be on Anthony Zeno. He's got the Queen Jack of Diamonds. Certainly going to raise on the button with that hand in a 3-handed poker game. He does so. 160,000.
Into Corey Hockman. Oh, he's got a pair of aces.
355.
Corey just raises so many pots. He never has a hand most of the time. This time he's got the bullets.
He's made it 355 to go with the aces. Mark going out, and of course back on Anthony with an attractive Queen Jack of Diamonds.
And he's going to look at a flop. If he hits just a piece of it, he could get in trouble. He hits none of it, though. 9-4 deuce flop. Corey looking around. Ho-hum, tweedly-dee. What do I do with my 2 little aces?
Oh, to bet or not to bet.
Anthony's studying him closely here. And little $485,000 bet.
Into the ant, and he is wise enough to crawl away. And there's Jeanette Mendez, Corey's girlfriend. The eye doctor. Everything working for him tonight. So we continue at the Falls View Poker Classic. Action going to Mark Bailey from Buffalo. First time ever playing a WPT event. This time he's got a suited connector, 8-7 of hearts.
175.
Gonna make it 175 to go.
75,000.
Anthony goes out, and the madman Corey Hockman.
Corey and I spoke a little bit. He's I guess he's a doctor in his real life. I told him he's not very gentle for a doctor, you know. And so maybe a proctologist. No, edit that and take 2.
Oh, Buffalo Bailey. That's a comedic name, I guess.
Don't be starting to spread rumors here. Okay, well, Corey gonna splash with a 9-6 of diamonds. What else is new? And here's the flop.
Flop comes Jack 6 deuce. Corey now out in front with middle pair.
Check.
He's going to check.
Corey checks.
Mark Bailey catching none of that will make the continuation bet of $500,000. Boldly bet. Now back on Corey.
I'm all in.
And he's going to go all in.
Wow, what a play by Corey with middle pair here. And you see the anguish.
Nice hand.
Bye-bye, Mark.
Mark folds and Corey takes it.
Ouch. What an all-in bet by Corey. Vince, the guy is just not afraid to play.
Can we show those guys?
You'll see him on TV. Let's just say I was hoping you'd call.
Yeah, I figured that. Thought I was good. I didn't think so much after your bet.
We'll be right back with more poker action from Niagara Falls and the Falls View Poker Classic.
Tonight's episode is sponsored by Ublo, the official watch of the World Poker Tour.
Falls View Casino is a prime destination to visit. There's just so much to experience here under one roof. We have a tremendous gaming floor, award-winning gourmet restaurants, a spa, the Avalon Theater. And of course, the view from here of Niagara Falls is just outstanding. I think the reason why poker players come here is because we know exactly what the poker player wants to experience. Our mantra is quite simple. It's the place you want to be.
Well, Vince, he said it right there. It is a place you want to be. Folks, if you've never been here, put it on your wish list, your bucket list. Come to Falls View at Niagara Falls. You will thoroughly enjoy the trip.
Back to three-handed poker here at the Fallsview Poker Classic. Corey Hockman, the eye doctor, this time with an ace-7 of spades.
Hey, bro.
And he is going to put in a raise. Mark Bailey's going to throw away that junk. And now Anthony Zeno with a pretty good queen jack of diamonds.
So it costs him another $80,000 to make the call. And he's doing it.
So we have ace-7 versus queen jack. And the flop is a 9-9 ace.
Anthony checks.
Anthony has a 4 flush. They both check, though. Corey going to play it slow.
Now spade comes off, so Corey now has a flush draw to go with his 2 aces. And Anthony is going to bet $250,000.
Corey got a pretty strong hand, 4 flush and aces up.
Call.
He just called. calls.
Little okie dokie call here. Back to watch the heads up battle. Most guys.
20 with a $20,000 ante. Zeno with ace-6 of clubs is just going to call. Mark's got nothing hand, 10-3. Let's see the flop.
An ace comes on the flop.
Check.
Mark is going to check. Anthony checks right behind him. Just camouflaging those aces. Now a 3 comes off.
And that gives Mark a piece of it, a pair of 3s.
325.
And he will bet 325.
Can't blame him for betting here. His opponent didn't raise before the flop, didn't bet on the flop. You made a pair here on the turn. You're going to bet.
Ant's in a good place, and he's just going to call. Let's take a look at the river card. It's a queen of clubs.
What do you do with bottom pair now?
575.
Wow.
Call.
Call by Anthony. He's going to win the pot with 2 aces.
Good call.
Anthony calls.
I got nothing. I got a 3.
Has 310.
Quiet ace. Nice hand.
Anthony has ace 6.
I was waiting for that.
You got sneaky there?
Yeah, well, you're a little worried with that. Let me limp with that. It was very sneaky. Nice hand.
Thank you.
So Vince, by not raising before the flop and betting on the flop, turns out Anthony made an extra 900,000.
Anthony Zeno now with over 10 million. Mark Bailey back down to about 2.5 in the heads-up battle here at Fallsview. Right back at him. The ant looks down at an ace deuce.
260,000.
Not going to play it slow this time. Makes a raise. 260 total.
All right. Call.
Mark is going to make the call with the king high.
Yeah.
And flop comes 8-5-3 with 2 clubs.
I'll check.
Action on Mark. He's going to check.
And the ant has an inside straight draw, but he's going to slow down and check as well.
And the jack of clubs comes off. And Mark with the flush draw.
575.
It's no good, of course. He's going to bet 575,000. Now what do you do if you're Anthony? You got the key card, the ace of clubs, but...
All in.
Wow, that's what you do. You just put him all in and see if he can stand the heat. And if he can stand it, then you try to outdraw him.
Buffalo Bailey puts his head to the table. Does not like that.
Well, Vince, there's just no way he can call here with this hand.
He's saying, why did I donate so much?
I knew one was a club.
Anthony's thinking, I'll give you a club right now if you want one.
Jesus.
He just doesn't have a hand he can play with there.
No, he's got to lay it down. So the ant acquires more chips.
Nice hand.
Gonna stash them down to the old ant farm. Nicely done. This episode of the World Poker Tour is sponsored in part by DraftKings. If you like poker and sports, then you're gonna love daily fantasy sports at DraftKings. Go to DraftKings.com, enter promo code WPT, and start playing today.
What a week we've had here at Fallsview Casino Resort. It's been incredible. There's nothing like waking up to a beautiful view of the falls. There was a panoramic view of the Canadian side and the US side. I felt like I was on top of the world. When you're off the felt, there's something to do at all times, from the shops to the dining. Fallsview has everything you need. Ponte Vecchio is an amazing restaurant. We had a chance to pick out whatever wine we wanted, not to mention the food. The food was incredible. If you're coming to the Niagara Falls area, you must stay at Fallsview Casino Resort.
Well, truly, Fallsview, an amazing property. Everybody loves it here, and why not? The view's spectacular. Well, there you see the chip count. Anthony's in well out in front now. Nearly 10.8 million to 1.8 million.
WPT champion Anthony Zeno with a pretty strong king-queen.
On.
All in into Mark Bailey. Let's take a look at Mark's cards. Oh, my.
Call.
Yep, he's picked up aces. Does the insta-call, of course.
Calls.
Thanks.
Well, Vince, I don't blame Anthony for moving in there with king-queen. You don't expect to get called, number one. If you do, you don't expect to ever be in this kind of shape where you're up against 2 aces.
Buffalo Mark Bailey In a great place to double up, but let's see if anything crazy happens. There's a king on the flop. So Zeno hitting kings.
And Jack coming, maybe?
Jack would be cool.
This may be Mark's first WPT event, but he recognizes he's still got somewhere to go before he wins this pot. Now Jack comes off.
Did I have to call it? Yeah.
How did you know?
Throw a 10 down there now.
King, queen, or a 10. Mark Bailey will learn it's never easy.
I got 4 kids and 2 ex-wives, man. It is never easy.
Hey, here comes the river.
Probably easier because they're ex-wives.
Can Zeno close this out? Nope. 7 of spades on the river. Buffalo Bailey's going to take the pot with the aces, and he needed it.
Back to where I started.
Good call.
The portfolio manager certainly added to his portfolio in that end.
But the antes are going up now to 25,000. Blinds are going to be 75, 150. Action on Mark.
Raised to 300.
He's going to make it 300 total.
300,000.
Zeno with just a 9-7 will make the call. And here we go.
Check.
Zeno checked in the dark, Vince.
Flop is a 7-6-5. So the ant getting a piece of that sevens with a straight draw.
575.
And Bailey's going to bet it with ace high and an inside straight draw.
Well, a number of players would raise with Anthony's hand here.
He is just called, though. Turn card on another 6.
Action on Anthony. He's going to check.
I'm all in.
Mark Bailey has gone all in with nothing. Ace high.
If Anthony Zeno can make this call, there's a good chance he could become champion right here, right now. Just has to dodge an ace or a 4.
Mark is a great guy. He is a recreational player. He's so happy to be here. I'm very happy for him. I have position on him, and I expect that he won't be much of a threat. But, you know, the cards dictate a lot in this game. I'll keep my eye open for the possibility that his chip stack could put a dent into mine.
He says he's a recreational player. I don't buy that he's going to be pushing pots around with nothing. And look at this. He's wrong. Incorrect. Beautifully done by Buffalo Bailey.
Get that all-in shit the hell out of the way from me.
And next, we've seen the guy make some moves here at this final table.
It's my first WPT. To make the final 6 seems like a found money, and you know, with my winnings, I believe a lot in giving back. We have a Burning Man camp where it's all about giving back. I've gone 3 years in a row. We had a big camp last year, Bloody Mess Oasis, where we served probably 1,200 Bloody Marys out on the playa, which takes some doing and a lot of ice runs, and the camp always needs subsidizing. So they will be big beneficiaries of, you know, my poker winnings this year.
So we're going to a Bloody Mary party, huh, Vince?
I like this guy. All right. Blinds are up to 75, 150, $25,000 ante. And Anthony Zeno's got a mid-pair, a pair of 6s.
And he's going to bet 300,000.
Call.
Mark with king, 7 of hearts, making this call.
Yep, he's going to look at a flop here. Here comes that flop.
Yeah, Jack, Jack, deuce, Mike.
Check.
Buffalo Bailey checks, and they both check.
Now a 5 comes off.
Check.
Again, Mark checks. Anthony has to think the 2 6s are good now. And he is going to bet 325,000.
Raise it to $1 million.
What?
Look at this, Vince. He is doing it again. Wow. $1 million bet. And let's see if Anthony can figure this one out. He got the last one wrong.
Oh, no, he's on to it.
All right, so far he's got this one right.
He is making his call to the complete displeasure of Mark Bailey. Going to the river.
Over 2.6 million in the pot right now. 9 comes off.
Doesn't change a thing. Let's see what Bailey does.
I'm all in.
He's going to go all in. Can't believe this. What guts?
And if Anthony Zeno makes this call, he'll be our champion.
He makes his call. It's the call of the year on the World Poker Tour. To put this so-called recreational player on a bluff and to make this call would be extraordinary.
You have to be fearful that your opponent's got a minimum 3 jacks here, the way this hand was played. You're just not going to expect him to bluff in this spot for his tournament life.
The Ant's going to lay it down.
So on back-to-back pots, Mark Bailey has earned the pots, winning them by betting with the worst hand.
Oh, Mark Bailey, hotter than a plate of buffalo wings, taking in the chips, proving he can play with the best.
About 22.
We'll be right back with more Season 13 coverage of the WPT.
Tonight's episode is sponsored by Ublo, the official watch of the World Poker Tour.
The Fallsview Poker Classic continues. The heads-up battle, quite incredible here tonight.
Well, is it ever? At one point, Anthony Zeno had about a 9 million chip lead. Now, if you notice, it's less than 1 million. So Mark Bailey's doing brilliant in terms of fighting back in this heads-up battle.
And now the antes are 25,000. Blinds are 1 and 200 now. Zeno, he's got 10-9. And he's going to raise to a $500,000. Mark with an ace-6 just calling. It's suited.
Just surprised he wouldn't have 3-bet there, Vince.
Here's the flop.
Jack 8-3.
Check.
No help to Mark. He checks, opening straight draw to Anthony. He's betting 250,000. Not a big bet in terms of the size of the pot.
Nothing hitting there for Mark. He's got ace high, but we've seen him do crazy things before with nothing hands.
See him.
And he is going to lay it down, take a break.
So Anthony's saying to himself, finally I won a pot.
This heads up, she is fun, huh?
Mark Bailey with a very strong ace-queen.
Raised to 500.
He's going to move it up to 500,000 to go. Zeno, he's got ace-10 of spades.
Oh, gosh, Vince, a lot of players will just ship it right here over the top. He's just going to call the 500. Going to see a flop first before he gets his money out there. And flop comes Jack 10-7. Anthony out in front with 2 10s. He's going to check. Mark has the ace-high straight draw, as you can see.
1.5.
He's also got a lot of chips going in the pot. 1.5 million.
Oh, boy, the pillage continues.
Well, Vince, there's only $1 million in the pot. Now, when a guy bets 1.5 million, automatically your antenna go up. Say, why is this guy betting so much here? It's a mystery. If he had a big hand, he'd bet less. He'd want you in there. Wouldn't he?
And it's going to play it safe and lay it down, though.
Well, Vince, Mark Bailey has proven himself to be quite an adversary here in this heads-up battle. I think he's much stronger than most people expected, that's for sure.
Well, he just has the perception of a recreational player, a nice guy that just gives compliments out. Very humble, says everybody's better than him. I think he's not exactly telling the truth.
It's a charade, Vince.
It is. It is. It's beautiful.
He has made some plays that have just wowed us here tonight in terms of having no hand, no draw, raising, getting called, then betting and betting again.
Anthony now with 9s. Raised to 500,000. Mark with a pretty good king-jack. And
raised to 1.5.
Mark's going to throw in a big raise.
Yeah, but it's not going to work, Vince. 2 9s playing heads up is just a big hand. You're never getting away from him before the flop.
All in.
Oh, boy, he's gone all in.
I don't think you can call in this spot and give your opponent a free flop. You ship it, just like Anthony did there.
And that is devastation for Mark. Just when everything's working so well.
Well, it's interesting, Vince. If he knew what Anthony had here, if he turned his hand up, even though Anthony has the best hand, he'd beat him in the pot because he's getting the right price to call.
Anthony and I spoke quite a bit. Real nice guy, consummate pro. So it's great to play with people like that. I'm pretty sure Anthony bluffed me out of a strong hand earlier on yesterday. So I try to avoid confrontations when I can with him.
Well, Mark, I got news for you. You've outbluffed him more in this heads-up match than he ever outbluffed you.
Oh, is he going to muck it? Yeah. He's going to throw it away.
Doesn't want to, Vince.
Strong re-raise by Zeno, taking that pot down.
Wasn't that good a hand?
If Mark loses this tournament, Vince, he's going to look back at that hand and say, yeah, I should have gone for it.
Is there a tilt light going on above me right now, flashing? Let me know if there is, because everyone else will see it. Nice hand.
Thanks, Mark.
There's more action from Canada when the Fallsview Poker Classic continues, including Tony Dunst's in-depth analysis of tonight's play in the Raw Deal.
What if there was a place where over $1 million in cash, prizes, and WPT entries were given away every year?
Well, there is, and it's only a click away. Join ClubWPT.com today and win a share of over $1 million every year.
It's that time of the night where only one man's opinion matters. Let's break down some of tonight's hands with Tony Dunst in this edition of The Raw Deal.
Poker is a nuanced game, and it's hard to distill the strategy into hard and fast rules. But one simple guideline for navigating your betting is this: put money in when you have strong equity, and don't when your equity is weak. But Mark Bailey has a habit of putting in money when his hand is weak. So will he get away with it, or throw away his chips? Let's break it down. I'll say one thing about Mark Bailey. For his level of experience, the man does not play scared.
You're playing really well.
The guy only has one prior tournament cash, and now he's heads up for a WPT title.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I've found money at this point. Nothing to lose.
First, Mark limps with 10-7 offsuit, then raises the flop with absolutely nothing when Anthony Zeno bets out.
Raised to 3 1/4.
Anthony calls with a flush draw, and when the turn pairs the king, Mark follows through.
575.
I doubt Anthony folds a queen here, but he's forced into folding a small flush draw, and Mark takes it down. Then we see Anthony trap Mark into betting with weak equity. Anthony limps with a suited ace on the button, then checks behind on a great flop. Mark turns bottom pair, which he should be checking, but instead leads out for more than pot.
325.
Anthony happily calls, and when the river's no help, Mark tries again.
575.
Anthony snaps him off.
Call.
And Mark admits he has nothing.
I got nothing.
And then Mark calls a raise with King-7 suited in the big blind.
Call.
And both players check the Jack-Jack-Deuce flop.
Check.
Mark checks again when the turn brings a 5.
Check.
And Anthony bets with his pocket 6s. Now Mark check raises.
Raise it to $1 million.
Likely trying to represent the jack. I do like this play. I just wish that Mark would do it with a reasonable draw like clubs or 4-3 instead of nothing. Anthony calls on the turn, and when the 9 of hearts falls on the river, Mark shoves for more than pot.
Come all in.
Anthony thinks for a while and eventually folds, but senses that something is wrong. So yeah, if we look at the scoreboard right now, we'll see that Mark has gone 2 for 3 with his low equity bluffs. But remember, it only takes getting caught once to end the game.
I was waiting for that.
Anthony Zeno with 7.8 million, Mark Bailey with 4.7 million. So Mark Bailey coming back from where he started in this heads-up battle.
Let's take a look at Mark's cards. He's got a Jack-8 this time.
And he's going to limp in on the button, something we haven't seen by him yet.
Anthony Zeno, content to see a flop, not going to raise with Jack-5. And here is the flop.
The flop is ace-ace-king. No help to either player. Anthony's going to check.
And Bailey's not going to slow down. He's going to bet this. Try to take it home, $500,000.
Won't you come home, Bill Bailey? Bring those chips to me.
And Zeno folds the hand. Bailey going to take the pot. What a moment here at the Fallsview Poker Classic.
Boy, is it ever. A guy playing in his first ever WPT event against a guy going for a second WPT title, who's the WPT Player of the Year leader.
Anthony Zeno just calling with ace-5. And Mark Bailey not going to raise with king-6. And the flop is a 9-4 deuce.
Check.
Yeah, Mark has checked, and Anthony's going to check his wheel draw. He's tired of getting check raised out of the pots. And now a 6 comes off. Mark now has the lead.
Pair of 6s.
500.
And he's going to bet $500,000.
Mark bet 500,000.
Zeno with the inside straight draw.
Well, Zeno thinks his ace-high is the best hand. He does have the gut shot straight draw, but he's calling 500,000 here. He's not buying that Mark's got anything. Just feels like the guy stole a few pots, which he has. Now an 8 comes off. Another 500,000 bet. Good laydown by Anthony.
Buffalo Bailey taking down another.
Mark Bailey now within a million chip count of Anthony Zeno after trading by 9 million at one point in this heads-up battle.
Yeah, the blinds are going up to 125, 250. $25,000 ante action on the ant. And now looking at a pair of kings.
Well, in addition to having this monster hand right now, he's going to get an extra 1,000 put in his DraftKings account.
Call.
For picking up pocket kings at the final table.
And again, he's just going to call. Oh, wow. Mark Bailey with a strong ace-jack, and it's suited.
Please. I'll be surprised if it doesn't go all in before the flop here with these hands these guys have got.
Bailey's made it 750 total.
750? All right.
And Zeno is not going to raise.
Wow. Just calls.
Let's see if it pays off for Zeno. Here's the flop. 8-4 deuce. 2 clubs, though. That's a 4 flush for Bailey.
I'm all in.
Call.
And an insta-call.
Nice hand.
Nice hand, but I can assure you Anthony's shocked the guy's got this good a hand with this many outs.
Oh, you have clubs.
Mark comes in with an 8.
Yeah.
Not the way we wanted to do it, huh?
No, I wouldn't think if I were you.
An ace or a club is what Mark needs.
Here we go to the turn. It's a 4 diamonds.
That ain't one of them.
Diamond.
Did not help Buffalo Bailey.
With 1 card to go, Anthony, a 3-1 favorite to wrap up his second WPT title. Got to dodge an ace or a club.
9 hearts.
Ace of diamonds. Doesn't need to be the flush, just an ace is good.
A lot of poker destiny coming down to this card. What's it gonna be? It's a 7 of spades. Anthony Zeno has done it.
Man. Good game, bro. Yeah, you played well. I can't wait to find out some hands you had.
Anthony Zeno, now a 2-time WPT champion.
It's great to play with you.
But Vince, you got to take your hat off to the businessman from Buffalo, Mark Bailey, out tonight in second place.
First time ever on the World Poker Tour. Matt Savage is over to talk to him.
Mark, you came in tonight with 1 career cash for less than $1,000 in your first World Poker Tour event. How can you explain your play tonight?
I can't explain it. On a roll. The local gods are with me, I guess. Had to represent Buffalo here in this one, so.
A wonderful score, 266,000 Canadian, and a good portion of that going to charity. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, man. Thanks a lot. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, let's talk to the winner of the Fallsview Poker Classic and 2-time WPT champion, Anthony Zeno. Anthony, wow, what a week you have had. Tell us how you're feeling right now to join that multiple winners club on the World Poker Tour.
It is indescribable. The hard work paid off. I don't know if it was, blessings, luck, skill, whatever it was. I don't even care. I won too. So I'm just so happy.
Well, in addition to the nearly $400,000 in cash that you're going to take home, and you're entering the WPT World Championship event, you've also taken the lead in the Hublot WPT Player of the Year race. And right now, we're going to present you with your beautiful Hublot watch.
Thank you, Brittany. Wow, it's so beautiful.
And Kat has your set of 24K Monster headphones.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much, Kat.
So once again, let's hear it for the winner of the Fallsview Poker Classic, Anthony Zeno. Glenn, back to you.
What an amazing title run from Anthony Zeno, the season 13 WPT Fallsview Poker Classic champion. For Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Tony Dunst, Matt Savage, the Royal Flush Girls, and everyone at the World Poker Tour, I'm Lynn Gilmartin. See you next time on the WPT.
I don't understand what this is for here. The World Poker Tour is sponsored by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
Welcome to the Commerce Casino and the LA Poker Classic.
Feeling like $1 million.
Young man's having a blast, playing aggressive. He's got no fear, does a lot of table talk. He's my kind of player.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the World Poker Tour. I'm Lynn Gilmartin. For the 13th straight season, we have returned to Commerce Casino for the LA Poker Classic. And there is excitement in the air as 6 days ago, hundreds of players came from around the world for one $10,000 shot at becoming a WPT champion.
I love coming to Commerce. It's actually my favorite place in the world to play poker. Can't miss a event.
Let's do this. As players filed into the tournament room and took their seats, Mike Sexton got the festivities started.
On behalf of everyone at the World Poker Tour, allow me to welcome you to the Commerce Casino and the LAPC. So dealers, let's shovel up and deal.
With a massive turnout every year, even the past champions are a who's who of the poker world, including Season 2 LAPC champion Antonio Espendiari.
It's the LAPC. I think it was 10 or 11 years ago that I won this tournament. Man, I'm getting old.
And the defending champ, Chris Moorman.
Pretty surreal, like obviously last year, like winning was just a dream come true to finally get that big title. So yeah, coming back, it feels good and I'm gonna play my A game today.
Also feeling good about being back at the tables was Mike Mattisau, who was recovering from a serious back injury.
I don't want to get teary-eyed, but I've been teary-eyed a lot all week just whenever I win pots because it brings a whole new perspective on this world, man.
Fresh off his victory at Fallsview Casino and pursuing the lead in the Hublot WPT Player of the Year race, Anthony Zeno was looking to play his rush.
Still hasn't sunken in yet because it was just like last week. My confidence right now is sky high. I know I'm going to play my A game, so I'm not nervous about that.
The battle on the felt ensued, and without an option of re-entry, players had no choice but to play their A game, because unlike many tournaments, busting out at LAPC had a permanent effect.
What can I do? 3 out of me on the river. It's not your day, it's not your day.
At the end of play, 503 players had entered the event, with 328 players surviving to compete on day 2. Season 12 ones to watch Aaron Massey had a big day, finishing with over 150,000 in chips, good for 3rd on the leaderboard. But the top spot was held by the player they call Young Man, Hung Tran, who made a lot of hands, but not a lot of friends at the table.
I beat them up and they piss off, they call when I call clock on me.
Sporting the LA colors, trying to get a little LA love in today.
Chip leader Hung Tran was feeling strong to start day 2. With registration open until the 2nd level, several players took advantage of a late start, including Darlene Lee and WPT champion Vivek Rajkumar. But seats were also opening up as early casualties included Season 11 ones to watch Jason Kuhn, WPT champion Matt Salzberg, and 2-time Season 13 finalist Corey Hockman.
Having played that final table at the last event and then coming to this one, I think my confidence was too high. You think you can come in and just take over the table, and you can't do that. You have to work your way up to it.
At the start of the 2nd level, the field was set.
Registration is closed and the official numbers are in. This tournament drew 538 players, creating a prize pool of over $5.1 million.
63 players will make it to the money, with the first place taking home over $1 million.
With 60 WPT champions in the field, our own Mike Sexton was impressed by the strong turnout.
Checking things out here on day 2, and who's in the hunt to win all the big money. A big name left. It's going to be a fun tournament.
But as the day progressed, several of those champions hit the rail. They included Season 11 Legends of Poker champion Josh Hale, Season 13 Borgata Poker Classic champion Aaron Mermelstein, and the defending LAPC champion Chris Moorman.
It was kind of a struggle. It took me like 9.5 hours to get above starting stack, and I finally did, and then lost an all-in with King straight away.
Mike the Mouth Mattisau also saw his run come to an end.
I probably shouldn't have called there. It's not the worst call, but it's not the best call.
Things were looking up for Season 10 Legends of Poker runner-up Ken Teach Aldridge, who won a massive pot after outflopping his opponent's pocket aces.
In this tournament, the first day I cracked aces with ace-king. I just got through cracking aces with kings. I'm really playing whale, that's all I can say.
That monster pot pushed Teach's chip stack to over 355,000, good for 4th place at the end of the day. Also having a strong day was Season 11 ones to watch Dylan Horton, who finished with nearly 350,000 in chips. But the massive chip leader was local player Brent Hart, who planned to follow his routine on day 3.
The same way I went in today, poised and relaxed and prayed up.
Surviving this tournament would be no easy task, as seemingly every table was stacked. The toughest table in the room featured 4 WPT champions, including the 2 at the top of the Hublot WPT Player of the Year race, Anthony Zeno and Darren Elias.
It's fun, you know, me and Darren are competitive guys by nature, but we're also friends and are just going to play our A game, so we're just playing to make the final table. The ancillary benefit would be to make the Player of the Year. It would be great.
Also at that tough table was Season 12 ones to watch Aaron Massey, who was knocked out after patiently waiting for a big hand, then running his pocket kings into pocket aces.
Yeah, massively disappointed once again. Never gets old.
Canadian poker pro Mike Lear knocked out 2-time WPT champion JC Tran, and then, on the money bubble, got it all in against poker pro Matt Berkey. Mike had Matt covered and outkicked. No help on the board sent Matt home in 64th place and burst the money bubble. One of the first players to hit the payout line was Season 12 LAPC 6th place finisher Adam Friedman, who had also been stuck at that difficult table.
It was the worst table in the room. Everybody knew it. You got genius after genius at that table. And then you have me.
Mike Lear continued to chip up after doubling through Ken Aldridge in a monster pot when his flopped full house crushed Teacher's second nut flush. But reclaiming the chip lead he held on day one was Hung Tran, who bulldozed his way to the top.
No game or no future. No.
Usually the most talkative player at the table, Daniel Negreanu, had a front row seat to the young man show.
It's fun. You know, this is what poker's supposed to be all about. Young man's having a blast, playing aggressive. He's got no fear, does a lot of table talk. He's my kind of player.
Players continued to hit the rail, including 2-time WPT champ Darren Elias, with his 6th cash of the season. When play concluded for the day, 3 players finished with over $1 million in chips. LA area pro Peter Neff was in 3rd place, Mike Lear was in 2nd place, and young man Hung Tran was in 1st with over $1.3 million. At the bottom of the chip counts, but still alive, was 2-time WPT champion Anthony Zeno.
Bagging my short stack for day 4 of the LAPC, my 7th cash of the season. Feel pretty good about that. Just need to make a good run tomorrow.
The 43 remaining players took their seats at the start of day 4, settling in for another intense day of poker.
You're my idol, man. You're too good. I'm watching him on TV all yesterday. Look, there he is.
He's trying to do it again this year.
After WPT champion Eric Seidel's early elimination, Glenn LaFay's dream of back-to-back LAPC final tables came to an end at the hands of Anthony Zeno. Chip leader Hung Tran knocked out day 2 chip leader Brent Hart after both players got it all in on the turn. Hung's bigger full house sent Brent home in 37th place. Brent was consoled at the payout line by the freshly busted Daniel Negreanu.
You'll be okay. If you would have got that set earlier, you wouldn't have got no money.
Hung continued to dominate, knocking out Season 11 ones to watch Dylan Horton in 27th, the Psycho Ninja Kurt Kohlberg in 26th, and WPT champion Sean Buchanan in 25th place. Bust outs continued, and pocket jacks proved to be one of the most destructive hands of the day when Chris Klodnicki's held against Greg Mueller's King Queen of Clubs. And again, when Ukrainian pro Igor Yaroshevsky's jacks bested poker pro Brian Yoon's Ace Queen offsuit.
I feel like I'm right up there to be able to take one of these down, so definitely going to play Seminole and play championship. At least 3 big tournaments left for the season.
After knocking out Season 10 LAPC runner-up David Doc Sands in 14th place, Hung Tran's chip stack soared to well over $4 million. When play ended for the day, he had the lead by almost $2 million in chips over 2nd place finisher Mike Lear. Peter Neff held on to the 3rd place spot with close to $1.7 million. Ken Teach Aldridge and Anthony Zeno survived, but would face an uphill battle on day 5.
I'm loving it that I have a chip at this stage.
12 players remain, but only 6 will survive and play at the WPT final table. Find out who makes it when we return.
This episode of the World Poker Tour is sponsored in part by DraftKings. If you like poker and sports, then you're going to love daily fantasy sports at DraftKings. Go to DraftKings.com, enter promo code WPT, and start playing today.
On another gorgeous, sunny Los Angeles morning, the remaining players prepared to battle for a spot at the televised final table and the over $1 million first place prize.
Well, you know I'm excited about today. This is this is unbelievable. You know, I'm gonna be happy regardless of what happens.
It's day 5, and we've moved everyone down to the Galleria as the final table is being set up.
There are 12 players left on the field, and one will be crowned the 13th LAPC champion.
Ken Aldridge's run at a second WPT final table ended early in the day when he busted to Igor Yarashevsky. A disappointing end, although you wouldn't know it talking to the man they call Teach.
I've bypassed over 500 other players, and a lot of them were great players. And to get this deep, I'm excited.
Shortly after Teach's exit, local player Vadim Baranovsky was knocked out by Chris Klodnicki. With Vadim's exit, the final 10 players combined to one table. Season 13 ones to watch Garrett Greer stop by to root for his friend Tim Kramer as he attempted to make his first WPT final table.
Let's go, Tim.
Hung Tran, whose aggressive play dominated the tournament, ran into a roadblock in a hand with Igor Yarashevsky. Hung attempted to bluff Igor, going all in on the river with just jack high, but he was snap-called by the Ukrainian pro, who turned over a full house. The monster pot gave Igor the chip lead and slowed Hung down, though Hung did score the next bust out, ending Texas pro Ray Henson's deep run in 10th place. On the short stack, Tim Kramer shipped all in with pocket sixes, only to see Russian pro Vladimir Dobrolovsky call with pocket aces. The aces held, and Tim was out in 9th place. His good friend Garrett Greer has high hopes for Tim's future.
Wish he could have run a little deeper, you know, but I had to experience it a few times before I made the final tables, and he's a very good player, so I guarantee he'll be there again.
After coming into the day as one of the short stacks, Anthony Zeno was able to chip up and get out of the danger zone. Down to 7 players, Vladimir Dobrolovsky went all in and was called by Canadian pro Mike Lear. When the hands were tabled, Vladimir saw he was dominated, ace-queen versus pocket aces. No help on the board eliminated Vladimir in 7th place. Igor Yarashevsky would lead a tough table of poker pros looking to capture the over $1 million first place prize. But all eyes would be on Anthony Zeno as he attempts to win back-to-back WPT titles. Now it's time to turn to WPT's own Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten for analysis on this final table. Mike, can you put into perspective the kind of season Anthony Zeno is having?
Well, Len, it's hard to put in perspective because in the history of the WPT, we've never seen anyone have a season like two-time WPT champion Anthony Zeno is having this year. This is his 7th cash of the season, which ties the all-time record. He's going for back-to-back wins in the same season on the WPT, a feat that's only happened once before. That was earlier this year by Darren Elias, and he's the current leader in the WPT Player of the Year standings. But now, having said all that, he's going to have a hard time capturing his 3rd WPT title tonight, because we've got 2 of the most successful and respected pros in the business, Mike Leah and Chris Klodnicki, at this final table as well. Len, this LAPC final table has the potential to be one that we can remember for a long time to come.
I believe it. And Vince, who do you see posing the most trouble for him tonight?
Well, of course, the chip leader is Igor Yarashevsky. And he's fantastic, and he's interesting because he has 3 Y's in his last name. I'm fascinated by that. And then Hung Tran, very interesting guy from Vietnam. His nickname is Young Man because everyone he sees, he calls him, hey, young man, young man, young man. This is going to be great.
And before the players took their seats, WPT Executive Tour Director Matt Savage grabbed a quick word with the man of the hour, Anthony Zeno.
Anthony, you've been a fan of the World Poker Tour for a long time. Did you ever think you'd have the chance to join Gus Hansen and Carlos Mortensen as a 3-time champ?
You know, I am a dreamer, so like I always kind of thought that maybe someday I'd have this chance to be in the spotlight. But as far as something that I thought was statistically probable, no, everything's been going my way, and I'm so grateful to have this opportunity to be here again. It's just so exciting. I'm just going to play my A game and see what happens here.
Will Anthony win his third WPT title tonight, or will someone else win their first? The LA Poker Classic final table is ready to begin, so I'll send it back to Mike and Vince for the call of the action.
There you see the Skrill chip count. Igor Yaroshevsky out in front, 5.3 million. Mike Leah in second place with 4.7. That's what they're playing for. The winner tonight taking home over $1 million.
Also the pride prestige of winning this great event. There's the Hublot watch. The winner will also get, and what a timepiece that is. All right, Annie's are 5,000, blinds are 2040. There he is, Anthony Zeno with a lousy hand, quickly mucks.
Over to the chip leader. Igor looks down at the Jack-7 of diamonds. He is going to raise it. Makes it 85,000 to go.
But be careful, right behind him. Chris Klodnicki with ace-king. He's on the short stack.
All in.
He's going to fire it.
Well, he's moving all in here. It's not messing around at all.
Hung and Peter out. Mike Leah with a nothing hand folds as well. So back on Igor. He's going to throw it away. Hand number one going to Chris. Very nicely done with a super hand.
And Vince, I played a lot of mixed games, high-stakes cash games with this guy, and I can tell you he's one of the most respected guys in the world when it comes to playing poker. His lifetime tournament earnings are $7.5 million. He won over $3 million in one event when he finished second in the one drop at the World Series of Poker once. See if he can take down his first WPT title.
Right back at him. There is Hung Tran from Vietnam. Looks down at a Queen 10. Hung has raised it. Peter Neff's out, and now Mike Leah with a King 10.
Mike Leah was a sales manager for 16 years before quitting that job to take up poker full-time.
He's called it. Zeno out. Igor out. Chris Klodnicki has picked up a nice hand. Jacks.
All in.
And again, he's going all in with a big hand. Now it's on to Hung.
Moved in with the ace-king, won that pot. Now he's moved in with the two jacks.
Yeah, Hung can't play that.
And I'm pretty sure he's going to win this pot.
Well, Mike Leah, he releases the hand. So two in a row for Chris Klodnicki. He's taken off at the start of the LAPC. We're coming right back in just a moment here on the World Poker Tour.
ClubWPT.com VIP members get more than just a chance to win cash and prizes. The Club Savers Guide program saves VIP members big money at places they already shop and visit. Play big, save big, win big at ClubWPT.com.
From Cranston, Rhode Island, Anthony Zeno.
The $1 million first place is amazing. I mean, a seven-figure payday is incredible.
Igor Yaroshevsky.
I want to win just one trophy. I never win. I don't have a trophy.
From Voorhees, New Jersey, Chris Klodnicki.
My game plan as a short stack is to just make optimal decisions. Hopefully I can run it up and I'll be able to play a little more.
All the way from Vietnam, Hung Tran.
To me, this is for fun. I can win it, I can lose it, it's not a problem.
From Santa Monica, California, Peter Neff.
There's only one person that's really happy at the end of the tournament. It'd be great if I won it.
From the north, Toronto, Canada, Mike Lee.
The win's the most important thing. I'm always just focused on being the best and just winning, and I know that if I do that, money just takes care of itself.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. 6 very exciting stars going after this title here tonight.
Very tough final table, Vince. All these guys are aggressive players, so this should be fun to watch.
Going to the felt. Action on Peter Neff from Santa Monica. Jack 6, he folds. Now Mike Leah with an ace-4.
80.
He's going to raise it to 80,000.
Makes the men raise.
Anthony Zeno out. Now it's on to Igor. He's 29 years old from the Ukraine. He's got ace-9. He will make this call. Chris going away.
He's on the button in position. Chip leader makes the call.
Hung Tran with an inferior hand folds. So two-way action, ace-4 versus ace-9.
Now flop 9-4-3, all hearts. Neither player has a heart. Mike has flopped second pair with top kicker, but his opponent, Igor, has top pair. top kicker.
Mike's just bet 90,000. Igor's got to love that flop, and he is just going to call. Doesn't have a heart, so doesn't want to get fancy. Going to the turn. Jack of spades. Doesn't change anything. Mike's going to check this time.
Now Igor thinks his nines are the best hand, which indeed they are. So he's going to make a wager, 155,000.
Into Mike with no heart, just a little measly pair of fours, but oh, he's going to get stubborn. Looks like he's going to make this call. Yes, he does. Going to the river.
Yeah, looks like he's put his opponent on a heart draw, and here comes the heart on the river.
Wow, 10 of hearts. 4 heart. Neither player has it. And Mike has to act for, oh, is he going to do it? Is he going to get some betting chips out with no heart?
This Vince.
Come on.
He's showing a lot of heart here, I can tell you that.
He's batting 480 with nothing.